game where he's just like,
Yep.
excellent point.
Now we're streaming.
Excellent point. I don't even know what to say now because I think it was the baby going.
Yeah. It's just so freaking.
Have you seen the Death Stranding trailer?
No, I haven't yet.
Oh god.
No. Have
It's fucked up.
you seen
Weird.
the parody birthing video? So there's a hold on, I'll just go on.
So I would like to admit,
Mm-hmm.
when Kaylee got me the Switch and Legend of Zelda, what do you think is the first thing I did?
Wanted that.
Thunderbug.
No, close. Close.
What we got?
I licked the cartridge.
Absolutely, absolutely, it was.
It was bitter.
Um,
It was one of those. I was like, I'm going to put it in. I'm like,
it's just bitter as fuck.
it was.
Fuck game taste. It's bad.
I'd give it
I want a refund.
a 3 out of 7 on the taste. So who all has this?
I know for a fact me and Joe.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do not.
It's up to 12 players online.
What is it?
Yep.
I bought.
Mario Kart.
Oh,
I
Mario.
wonder why I was trying to show you this
Nick
one.
got me Skyrim.
I
Like
did
what?
get Skyrim.
Mario.
Nick got me Skyrim.
Nice.
So I've been playing Skyrim on the Switch, which is a lot of
I
fun.
know. Every time I'm playing Drakey Skyrim, I'm like,
Yep.
oh, I just beat Mario.
In between studying, that's what I've been doing.
Did you start?
Yeah. I'm Corey.
I'm Shannon.
Nick,
Oh, I'm Drake.
and other people are upstairs and will probably end up joining us at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So can I tell you about my Skyrim game and how fantastic?
Sure, let's start right in with that.
Yeah.
Well, let's yeah.
For the Switch, by the way.
Yeah, Skyrim for the Switch. So of course I played,
Best mobile RPG ever.
I played Skyrim, of course.
Yeah.
All that kind
Is
of
there
stuff.
anyone in here who hasn't played?
I was gonna say, if there's somebody that
Yeah.
is in this house that has never played Skyrim, we got problems.
Yeah. So of course I played it when it first came out and all that stuff, but it's been so long since I originally played it that it feels new to
Right.
me, even though you
Ready for me to move?
What's up, bitches?
Good job.
I thought you were gonna hit me in the
I'm kidding. What a reaction.
If you've been around this motherfucker,
We brought
now I'm really terrified. I just want to get to my
specifically
seat.
got you vanilla.
I want to get to my seat
Can they
unhurt.
bring you on?
Alright,
So
sorry.
no, you're
Skyrim.
fine. Yeah, so I played,
Best guy remember.
yeah, of course I played Skyrim,
Excuse me,
but
Nick.
Best Skyrim
I'm
ever.
fine. I bet you're just ecstatic that that is the first time your shirt has actually been completely down and you're not like ass crack into the camera. True.
Best Skyrim ever
Welcome to the Ask
was
Crack. I didn't
Oblivion for the PSP.
That's funny.
I'm gonna-
Okay.
Nick, you know I'm right.
Don't get too drunk.
I haven't drank
Yeah,
yet.
I said
okay.
the best Skyrim was Oblivion for the PSP.
Of course. For you?
But anyway,
I want to
sorry.
finish my story about Skyrim and how wonderful it is to be
I'm
replaying it.
sorry.
Yeah. So
You're good.
anyway, the only DLC though that I've played is Dawn Guard.
So you've not played any of the other DLC in Skyrim ever?
No.
Okay.
And and I didn't even get all the way through Dawn Guard. I got part of the way through and then went on to other games. But anyway, so do you remember the shack that you can get the dog from that has the owner that died? It's Miko's shack.
Yeah.
Okay, so I found that pretty early on by accident. I just stumbled across it, and then I remembered that you had to get a kid so that the dog would actually stay at the house rather than going back to the shack. So, of course, I bought the first house in Whiterun because it's cheapest. Yep. And then I went and adopted a random kid off the street, and I was like, cool. So the dog's gonna stay, whatever. And then I was like, I ran across another kid that needed a house, so I was like, all right. So now I have 2 daughters. No wife yet. I finished the Companions line and married Ayala because that's who I married the first time around I ever played Skyrim, and I was like, yeah, I like you, so we're both werewolves. Whatever, why not? So anyway, and then I'm like, oh, I can make my house. So I went and built my house all up in Falkreath.
Okay.
That's one of the areas that you can do that.
Yep.
And so, and then I moved my family there because I'm like, it's bigger. It's out. It's called Lakeside or Lakeview Manor. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's literally on a lake, so I was
Right.
just like, great place to raise a family, right? Built it all up, did everything I could to it, moved my family there. And then, so I go up to my wife one day and I click on the option that says, "How are the
Be right back,
kids?"
guys.
And her response was basically, "Why the fuck did you put us out in the middle of the forest, you dick?" And I was like, wasn't quite that, but anyway, that was essentially her response. That like, oh, we're fighting bandits and all these and giants and all these sorts of things. Like, why'd you bring us out here? And I was like, but it's beautiful. And I was like, well, fuck. So, long story short, I went, got a whole bunch of gold, bought the house in Solitude, and then put my family there because I felt bad that they were in the middle of the forest.
Yeah, that works.
So that's been my adventure on Skyrim. I now have 3 houses for my family, and they live in the one in Solitude. Oh, and now she's happy. She's like, oh, there's so many guards around. I don't have to worry about the kids. And I'm just like, yeah.
Who was it? Well, there was a. Oh, it was a Twitter account. This guy was like explaining, like he bought Skyrim and then found the dog.
Yep.
So he needed a kid for the dog, but he couldn't
Yep.
get a kid because he didn't have a wife because before updates you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So then he married somebody, but then her and the kid didn't get along. So then like. Oh, what the fuck was
The
it?
kid adopted like a rat, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, the kid adopted a rat. That's what it was.
So he got a second kid.
So then he got a second kid, and then like the wife and the dog didn't get along or something like, and he was just running into issue after issue after issue. But God, I love Skyrim. As many times as I literally own that on every console. It's allowed to be owned on, except for I may not have PS4, but everything else I've got it on. Oh no, I have it on VR. I have it on PS4.
Yeah, you have it on VR, yeah.
So yeah, I literally have every rendition of Skyrim, and no regrets. It's worth every penny I've spent on it, and it's the best game ever. Now, I do find it funny. Somebody did bring up a good point of everybody's bitching nowadays that like microtransactions are bullshit. They should only be cosmetic items and stuff like that. But if you think about it, the first DLC that started the whole thing where people were pissed off was horse armor, which is a cosmetic item. I mean, no big deal, but it's kind of funny. I mean, technically, the first micro. I mean, it was less than $5, or no, it was $6. It was $6 horse armor.
Oh yeah.
It was $5.99, but still,
That's right. But
cosmetic item.
it made me laugh though, because I was doing all this to make sure the dog would stay home, and also I wanted my family to be happy.
Mhm.
Why I really don't know. I don't know why.
Because why not?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Oh, so I didn't realize that your wife could be kidnapped.
Yes, by bandits. Yep.
So, I mean, I outfitted my house Carl, which actually I chose Lydia from Whiterun and made her my
bitch.
Yeah. But then I gave her like all this nice armor and everything like that, and I was like, she's got like orcish armor and
she's got hella defense too.
Yeah, so I was like, they can fight against bandits and shit like that, right? No, yeah. She was just walking around. She goes, "Hi, my Thane. What can I do for you?" And I'm just like,
"Kids protect my family," like I said.
Yeah, kids are here. You're here. The freaking bard's here. You can get a bard for your house. He just sits there and plays music. Yeah, he just sits there and plays music, and then you can tell him to play.
Bard class. Here we go.
Yep. Yeah, you can literally get a bard for your house. So
that's amazing.
Bard's there, and I'm running around trying to find Ayala because I wanted to sell shit.
Yeah.
And then I found the note. I was like, why did I outfit you with all this shit if you're not even going to use it to the... Oh, and also a giant attacked my house and my kids ran away screaming for a little bit. I got mad, so I killed the giant.
Oh, well, I mean, things have to be done.
I feel like there's more dragons actually in this now too. Like, I get attacked by dragons every 5 minutes. Like, they're everywhere.
Really?
There's everywhere. And I think it's because I've got to the point where, spoiler alert, if anyone hasn't finished Skyrim, whatever, too late.
Yeah, it's like 2011.
Yeah, but I got to the point where I got the Elder Scroll and then have fought Alduin for the first time, but I haven't gone into the...
You get the Elder Scroll?
Oh, no!
That was probably really loud.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, it has like a little thing here. Yeah, it turned red and stayed red for a while.
Well, when it stays red, it's just marking it that, hey, that was loud. The one thing I did want to ask, does that come with all the DLC?
Yes.
Does it?
Yep.
Every bit of it.
Yep, so,
And you can actually like toggle the DLC in the main menu too.
Oh,
So like if there's something you don't want, you can actually turn it off.
nice.
But
Mage.
I haven't done really anything with Dragonborn, that DLC. Outside of the cultists randomly come around and attack me, but then I just kill them. And
I wonder if my character's still alive in Elder Scrolls Online. Dragonbjorn.
If your character's still alive?
Yeah. Did they ever do a character delete?
No.
Like,
They never do character deletes. If they do anything, it's name resets.
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, no, that might
Because
be
I have Dragonbjorn. The Dragon Knight.
You're pretty awesome.
It's probably gone.
still one of my favorite things about Skyrim is the fact that if your sneak is high enough, you can literally just sit there and start shooting arrows at everybody.
And then just crouch and disappear.
Well, I just stay crouched the entire time, and I let them run up to me, and like they'll walk into me and be pushing my character. Where are you? I'm just like, let me just continue to shoot you while you're wondering where I'm at and running into me.
There was a comic once of exactly that. It was someone sneaked and they fired an arrow, and the arrow enters the guy's like forehead. He's like, "Hey, where are you?" Must have been the wind. Like the arrow stuck out of his head.
So great.
I had that happen with the Grey Wardens because I would just sit behind them and sneak attack them over and over, and then one
That's how
time
you
they
get
got
your.
well, I maxed out my sneak in like
Yeah.
20 minutes. But one of them got pissed off and finally turned and attacked me. And they all came running at me and started like blowing me across the map. They were using like
How do you make sense?
shit.
The Greybeards.
The Greybeards won't attack you if you stand behind them. I think aren't they blind?
Hold on. So they are immune.
Yeah.
Or not immune.
They can't die.
If they die, they fall,
And then
And
they
then-
go
and then they
back up.
stand right back up.
Like they fall where they're crouching, like
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
other important characters.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Non-kill.
but they are passive to you because they can't kill you because that ends the story. So, the way it's done, you can literally like while they're walking around the mansion, then they stop and then they sit down and like pray and stuff like that. You can literally attack
And it's just every
and then
time
wait
it's a
and
sneak
just
attack.
attack. And,
Oh.
yeah,
But the problem is if you attack them enough, they get pissed.
And then they ice spike you.
Yeah.
Oh. I just imagine like old graybeard guys like, "Ow!" Must have been the wind.
That's my favorite response. First person I ever killed on Skyrim, like while sneaking with a bow and arrow, it went like right through their head, and they like just slouched over and died. And I was like, "Fuck yes, I killed them in one hit with a bow and arrow." And then I walked up to him. I was like, "My sneak is so good." And then I clicked on him, and it said, "So and so the blind." And I was like,
My sneak is good. Leave me alone.
"Fuck!" Yep. I was like, "Oh damn it!"
One of these days, I do want to make the unknown badass that Rob has made.
fighting badass.
That
I'm eating some more of these. They're very good.
you can literally. Who is it? What's his name? He has the ring. He's in the sewers in Riften.
I don't remember.
He's always there. And essentially, you kill him, and you get a ring that ups your unarmed
The
strength
ring
by
of
X.
pugilism.
Yeah.
Yep. I thought it was gloves.
There's gloves.
Oh,
The
the pug-
gloves
I think-
of the pugilist.
Maybe
Very
this.
bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, gloves of the
And then
pugilist.
you
Yeah.
just disenchant it, and you can make the rings and stuff.
Oh yeah.
One of the YouTubers, not only did he give himself gauntlets and full gauntlet gear and upgrade all of it to unarmed, now he just grabs people and one hits them right in the face. Screams dental appointment every single time.
Yeah, it's so great.
Fantastic.
So great. And then
Batman at one point.
he does it to fucking dragons.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Like just jumps up and
It's great. I love Rob S. I actually showed you that video.
I need to see
Viking badass.
Sounds
Right.
great.
This is the most philosophical question I've ever heard.
Okay.
So the Earth is constantly spinning, right?
Okay.
So if an airplane just floated in the air, wouldn't China come to it?
No.
the airplane would have to be really far for gravity to stop working.
Right.
Let's enter science pod or science cast.
This is when we need what's her face.
I don't know.
The chick that guest appearances on Rooster Teeth stuff
Ellie?
to say no. The other
Jessica-
smart British chick.
Jessica Negri?
No. Smart British chick who's friends with Gavin, but she's actually like a
I know who you're
scientist,
talking
so they
about.
bring her on the show and they're like, okay,
I know
we
you're
talked about
talking
this. Tell us why we're wrong. and then she just explains all the science stuff that they don't understand.
Can we still have Jessica Negri?
I mean, I wouldn't be against it. I'd be against her, but I wouldn't be against
I've
it.
learned it makes women mad when you show them pictures of Jessica Negri.
That's because it's Jessica Negri.
It's true.
Nick, you had a TV over there.
Yeah, it's over at Nick Meyer's house,
Oh.
where I'm supposed to be running the raid right now.
Whoops.
In Destiny 2. Everybody's
well.
waiting on me and eating Chinese food.
Do.
Anyway,
So what have you played lately? Besides Destiny 2.
shit ton of Destiny. Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Have you played Joe?
I have not played Joe. Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
I want to play
Is
that.
that any good?
Xenoblade Chronicles is amazing. Did not expect from looking at the trailers and gameplay and stuff like that. Like they don't like, oh, explain like what's going on. I just see like gameplay and stuff like that, and I assume like, oh, people are playing it, whatever. It's auto attack.
Oh, so like Dragon Age.
So like, well, so like basically like when you're within combat range and you unsheath your weapon, then you just start swinging,
The Dragon Age.
and then but you have to walk up to the enemy, and
Well, that's the hard part is walking up to the enemy.
well,
That's the
and
challenge.
it's basically like this, and then you have to walk up to the enemy, and every time you connect, I mean it's not that terrible, but I'm like
I'm imagining this.
but he just
It's like
They're like us playing
you just sit there,
Yeah,
I'm gonna swing my arms and I'm gonna walk into you and it's your fault.
but then so basically like the way it's done is every time you connect with a hit, it builds momentum, and you use that to use your super attacks or whatever and stuff like that. So you can have like 4 active at one time, and then like when you use those, it also gives you access to like you'll hit them and it'll give you like more ammo, or it will give you like health potions or magic potions or something like that. So it's kind of one of those where the main tactic is trying to figure out when the best time to use those. So it's like, oh, like do I want to use this now so that way I do a shit ton of damage right now, or do I want to hold off until I'm lower on health? That way when they drop the potion, I can heal and then will be better for me that way. So it's kind of like it's really good gameplay. Storytelling's amazing. It's really fun, but yeah, I wasn't expecting the whole auto attack thing.
I don't know now.
But it's good. It's really good.
Imagining.
It's like watching me playing Skyrim in VR.
Yep. Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. But yes, I agree, Shannon.
What?
So Joe apparently has been playing something.
Joe's very excited to be playing something. Joe's been playing on Twitch and almost started crying at the water level in Amnesia.
Levels, though.
I have never actually played that level. I've seen people play it. Yes.
Don't ruin anything. I still want to play that game.
It's not ruining anything. I'm just the water level.
You'll
know exactly-
I've heard
I
of
would say
it.
you'll
I've
know-
watched
yeah,
a
everyone just-
part of it.
Everyone talks about just it's the water level, and then like you get to it, and you're like, oh, like in my feed, I was sitting there or in my stream, I was sitting there and I was rewatching it, and I was sitting there and I was like, oh, this is the water level. Like everyone's so, oh my god, what?
That's funny.
I
I'm
was
never going to spoil
dying
anything on this entire podcast ever.
because somebody has not.
Except
Somebody
for
hasn't.
Skyrim. He hasn't played Amnesia. He hasn't played
Did you guys see about Soma?
Milk.
That
No,
that you can turn off the danger.
Yeah, so Soma is another
Seriously?
game from the company Frictional Games who made Amnesia, and it is apparently so scary. That face was great.
That's
It's
why it was
apparently it's apparently so scary that people have been saying like, oh, I want to play the game, but I can't play it because it's too scary for me. So you can turn off all of the monsters. So it's literally just you going through, no monsters. You're just solving puzzles and just like finding notes.
It's like a
And apparently it is still creepy as fuck.
Is it?
Yes. Apparently because of the atmosphere, the sound effects, the music, and stuff like that, the way it's done, even though there's no danger whatsoever because nothing can harm you, you are still terrified.
So this sounds like the version that I need to play. Because I don't like it.
Every
Yeah.
time someone talks about Soma, I get reminded of an anime. I never watched the whole thing. I just watched one I don't know what it's called. Just look up Soma. It's so fucking weird. It's literally like there are people with superpowers, but the only way they get their superpowers is by drinking Soma. But where does Soma come from? breast milk.
Uh,
So just in the middle of battle, chicks
Food
are
wars?
like, and then
you say boob wars?
Food.
Oh.
and then the women just take off their tops and they're like, "Take my soma." And then the guy
I've
drinks
not seen
in the
that.
titty.
What's up?
Every single time someone talks about that game, that image in my head, and he goes like, "I will be the most powerful." It's fucking weird as
I just
shit.
think of Warframe because that's a light machine gun then.
The soma?
SOMA, yeah.
I think it's soma.
Kijo. Kijo. It's an
What?
anime you need to watch.
Why?
Kijo is an anime where it's a sport that is played
Yes.
where they take women and
It
they
is-
put them up on this platform, and the first person that falls off the platform loses, but they can't use their hands. All they can use is their butts and their boobs.
It's
So it's like they
it's
swing their
literally
boobs around and like knock people off the platform.
it's
and, like,
literally American Gladiator where they have the things
Just
and they have
butts
to
and boobs.
not knock each other, but it's only butts and boobs. Yeah, 100%.
Rooster Teeth recommended
People
it.
will think we're virgins. if They watch this podcast.
They can think all they want. It's
We're totally not virgins, guys.
Okay, so
I don't know what that word means.
What is that? As I pull my pants up to my boobs.
okay, so anybody else been playing anything major recently?
Jan.
What's Shannon?
Yes. Do it.
After 425 hours of playing on the same map on a PUBG, they
You finally tried the desert map?
finally released the desert map on the test server. It's pretty lit.
I've
So-
heard it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it looks really, really good actually.
Do they have where you can do group squad?
Yes, everything is on the test server.
Oh,
Test
okay.
server right now. You can do everything on both.
Okay.
I just don't think you get the battle points right
Okay.
now. The second,
Gotcha. I just wasn't sure if you could actually do squad.
it's just because you're white.
So here's. You really are. So here's my question.
Yeah.
How's the frame rate?
Actually, I've had no issues whatsoever with mine. I thought I would. I think I've had less issues with stuff like the textures loading in and stuff on this new map, which seems
Oh,
weird
I'm
considering
trying
there's
to
more
do that.
buildings.
Because I've noticed a lot of times, and I could just be being terrible, but like I'll go shoot someone and I go boom boom, and then like frame rate, and then all of a sudden I'm shooting up here. And
That's how it is in real life, isn't it? I mean, I haven't fired a gun, but
boom boom boom.
Sounds about right.
Every time you fire a weapon, you stroke out and aim at the sky.
yeah,
Got it.
the
Maybe
recoil.
then I just terrible.
That's why you
Oh,
have to have the bump stock, so that way you can get all of your targets.
So I saw a video of a guy actually use a bump stock. Have you seen it?
What the fuck are these?
Like you've seen it in like action? That shit's crazy. I did not realize it was that extensive.
That's why the NRA said these should not be allowed. The NRA is saying
Yeah.
these should not be
Have
allowed.
you seen it?
They really shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, but the NRA is
Fuck.
like, holy fuck, dude.
I saw who was it? Jerry Rig Everything, who does all the tests on,
Oh yeah.
on the phones and everything.
Mhm.
He went ahead and shot it, and like as soon as I saw that thing go literally full auto, I was like, holy shit. It's cool, but probably not necessary.
Not necessary for deer hunting.
I mean,
think I got it.
you don't need accuracy in that
Squirrel!
situation. What's left?
It's coming right for us.
Some of its leg is left. It's turned
Over
into
there.
jelly. Yeah.
Over there.
It's like you turn on the bloody mess perk from Fallout.
Why is that so? On Fallout 4, I never realized that Bloody Mess is a 5-part perk.
Yeah.
Does it just get worse each time?
Oh no! It increases the damage.
Damage. I
But
think
is
it
it
increases
still
the
s-
chance of dismemberment a little bit too.
No.
Not
Because
really,
I'm
just damage?
yeah, all it does is because so what Bloody Mess does is it does extra damage and does the over the top blood, going from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. Like all that does is increase the damage.
Oh, okay.
The visual doesn't change at all.
I just love that what used to be a cheat code in Outcast became a
Oh, yeah.
perk.
A perk in a video game.
I saw some video of it was like a Fallout just satirical. They're just like, whenever you're operating on someone, be sure they don't have the bloody mess perk. And like they have a scalpel and they go, all right, we're making a small incision. Everywhere.
It's great.
It's like I feel like that's all I've done lately. Just watch YouTube videos.
I
Like
will.
one game of Paragon.
I gotta show everybody this GIF real quick too. But no, I've also been playing 7 Days to Die. I'd never
Finally.
played that before. I know I'm like.
And you're playing on PC, right?
I'm playing on PC with a friend.
That's fun.
I'm down on
I play with
Um,
Charles.
I was gonna say, I think everybody here has it on PC.
It's
Sweet.
been very
We should all try
fun
that
playing
sometime.
that. And then I've been playing D&D. I finally got into a D&D campaign. So
Summoning the demons.
no, so like I first of all, the name of this GIF is oh shit.
What?
But I wish I could go through and like put this up on the feed so everybody can see it.
Oh yeah. You need to send that to me. You need to send that to
Is
me.
that what I just saw?
Watch. So he's in VATS,
Yeah.
and then it cuts around.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Oh,
You need
yeah.
to send that
I
to me
think
because
I've
I was
seen
trying to show somebody the other day.
I know.
I
I've been
couldn't
trying.
find it.
I've literally spent an hour and a half today looking for it.
You need to send that to me.
Deathclaw just running with his arm back.
When you're praying, like, please.
Yes.
His arm is literally in full swing. Like he is bringing it around, and this guy is just fucked. I also love the GIF where it's Will Smith from I Am Legend, and it's the caption is when my companion starts shooting at a Deathclaw that I was trying to avoid, and it's him from I Am Legend going no, no, and he pulls out the assault rifle and starts shooting.
All right. So this week,
There's gotta be a way to save this.
Video Game Awards. Joe, you can push and hold on it and save picture or whatever.
Who would
I didn't know
win?
if it would work.
A dragon or a deathclaw?
I just want to say I completely am full in support of Game of the Year. So many people are not.
Yes, but hold on. That's so okay. So what I was going to say is I'm going to announce each of the categories, who was up for it, and then see if anybody has any recommendations that they think should have been nominated, but weren't actually nominated.
Did everyone watch it?
My
I
only
did
question
not.
here is the
I
fact
didn't
of does it
So-
matter?
So
I was saying,
with
does
the-
it matter if I've seen?
No, because you still have input.
Opinions.
Like yeah, you still have opinions.
Okay.
But I'm
I do?
just sometimes not valid, but opinions.
Damn.
There we go.
No, so
Why does your zombie dice come in that cool box?
because that's the Horde edition with all the expansions.
That's the horror edition.
There were expansions? No,
I-
we need to stay on topic.
I do.
Butterfly!
What is that?
It's a school bus full of children.
I do want to play this. I've not played this.
I want to play it.
We are playing zombie dice tonight.
Sweet.
I don't know. Nick's got a thing to get back
Oh
to.
yeah. That's right.
I'm still off work tomorrow.
Gus Cirillo over here.
Off tomorrow.
Who's
Off
got
tomorrow.
We'll see.
Oh well,
where I
no,
get
you
to
got
school.
family stuff.
I
tomorrow.
literally was sitting around and I was like, who the
That's
fuck
a
is
win, man.
Gustavo Cirola? Because it was like Gustavo Cirola sent out a tweet today.
Yeah.
And I was like, who the fuck is that? And I was like, Cirola, that sounds familiar.
Simmons?
And I was like, oh, Gus Cirola.
Yeah. His actual name is Gustavo.
Yeah, I know, but I saw Gustavo and was like, who the fuck is this? I'm not following a Gustavo.
Alright, I wanna see this.
So okay, so we're gonna start and work our way up to Game of the Year. Can we stop messing with shit? Okay,
Wow.
we're gonna work our way up to Game of the Year. So best debut indie game. Okay, nominated we've got Cuphead, Golf Story, Hollow Knight, Mr. Shifty, and Slime Rancher.
I only know of 2 of those, and I would go with Cuphead.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Cuphead, man. Let's see.
Are there any other games that you think should be on the list? I will say this is also a more difficult category for the simple fact of
Wait, did
it's
Inside come out this year?
debut indie, but that's not a debut indie
Oh.
game.
Yeah.
That's an
What's a
indie game.
debut
And yes,
indie game?
right. So
Like,
so
no, I'm saying what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
first
so-
from a studio?
correct from a brand new studio. So like instead of Inside, it would have been
Limbo.
when they
Okay.
right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's like a studio's first game.
I would say Cuphead.
But yeah, that's my.
I haven't played it.
I would say 100% Cuphead. Like
Yeah.
Cuphead is amazing.
I did.
Mr. Shifty is fucking amazing.
I've heard it's been.
I loved Mr. Shifty. But I'm also a sucker for games like Hotline Miami. I really like Hotline Miami. It's hard as fuck, but it's so much fun.
What's the one? It's
Oh,
not Hotline Miami. It's, is it Retro City Rampage? The one where it's
That's what I was
Back to
gonna
the
say,
Future
like, you
theme?
know, whatever.
There's a Back to the Future DLC thing for it. But
For
yes,
Retro
Retro
City?
City Rampage DX.
Okay.
That's right.
But anyway, so
Oh, God, that's what Mr. Shifty is.
Cuphead won that one.
Yeah. Well, Shannon and I were discussing Hello Neighbor. Have you heard of that
It's
one?
not out yet,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
But
it's an
not
alpha, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's,
Oh,
I
I
was
didn't
right.
know it was
It
out
comes
in
out
alpha.
Tuesday.
Okay.
Or no,
Yeah.
it just came out.
Yeah, it just came out, but it
Oh,
didn't.
okay, but
it didn't
not
hit the
before.
deadline for
Gotcha.
because to meet
It's like
the
November.
to meet the requirements for this, it has to be out by yeah, it was like November 25th or something
That's
like
what I
that.
thought.
Have you played it?
I haven't officially, but I watched gameplay of it, so I'm pretty familiar with
I
it.
haven't watched any game.
I've heard it learns from you, which is what I'm interested in.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
which is
don't
which is a
want.
little
I don't want
weird.
that at all.
I wanna
but it sounds
play it.
awesome.
For the
I
sole
wanted-
reason that
Hello Neighbor
apparently he
officially came
learns.
out yesterday.
Okay, that's why.
I tried.
Yeah,
I
basically,
just got paid.
Dude, the worst part of it is like it legit learns. Like
yeah, it learns.
if you
what
do,
do,
if you
try to
sit there and
focus.
are like, I'm gonna go outside, and I'm like, at one point, like the guy picks up a tomato and like throws it at the window, and then the neighbor's like, I gotta figure out what that is, and he walks outside and starts cleaning the window. If you try that again, like he'll fucking pop up at the window because he knows that you're gonna try that. Like
That's
you
fucking
can try shit
creepy.
once.
which is why, yeah,
It
which is
learns.
why I kind of want to play it.
No, fuck that.
All right, next.
That sounds like a great thing to live stream.
It does.
You ready for this? Best esports game. Any ideas?
Define esports. Are we talking?
Best
Yeah,
game
yeah.
to watch esports.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
Probably.
I would say Overwatch. Overwatch wasn't last year.
You got no. So this is esports game. So
Oh,
Counter Strike
Halo
Global
5.
Offensive. Yeah, Counter Strike Global Offensive,
League of
Dota
Legends.
2, League of Legends, Overwatch, and Rocket League are the nominations.
Halo
Rocket
5
League.
should be
I
on
would
there.
say probably for me it'd be between Dota 2 and Rocket League.
Here's my thing.
I also
again.
like
Per-
Overwatch.
pers-
I can't
personally,
watch
from the
Dota, I watch,
standpoint
like,
of
League.
watching esports, I love watching Halo. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't like it as much, but personally, for me, it's
I
Halo.
My guess
Rocket
is
League.
Overwatch one.
Overwatch 1.
I will say,
I-
speaking of
I
that real
think
quick,
I
we
like
saw
Rocket League
I was gonna
more.
say I disagree.
I love
with it,
watching
but
Rocket League.
Yeah.
we saw
Yeah.
the greatest Rocket League commercial ever the other day at the movie theater.
Oh, yeah!
We were at the
That-
movie theater.
I
and
didn't
it's
realize
this
it was a
long-
Rocket League commercial.
It's this long, drawn out like soccer commercial. It,
it's-
looks like a
it's-
soccer commercial,
well,
and Nick and I were
it's-
just like texting on our phones. We're like, "This is boring." And then
the way it's set up is like you know those commercials where it's like, oh, Tide gets the tough stains out, and like some girl like is playing soccer, like elementary school soccer, and like she slides and gets grass stains all over, and then her mom like washes the clothes and gets the stains out with Tide. That's how the commercial looks.
yeah,
Like it's like a
Typical
children's soccer thing. But yeah, anyway, sorry.
no,
Continue.
you're fine. But it was just, and then the fact of like, then it went through and it went all crazy and was just like Rocket League, and we were just like, "What?"
Which is
Well,
really
because-
weird. Rocket League's one of those games too that it won't age because
So God.
it is. It's just
Yeah,
for
it's a
some
plus.
reason.
By the way, it just came out on Switch,
Yeah, I own it on Switch and I own it on Xbox One, and I've never played
and
it.
it's all cross-platform play.
I've never played it.
So like on my Switch, I can play with you on your Xbox
That's
and
pretty
you on your PC.
I want to
and so
buy it on all the
with you
different
on your
platforms
PS4.
for all the exclusives.
Agreed, because I like they've got the Warthog.
Yeah, I was just saying they got the
on Xbox.
Warthog from Halo. They've got some Mario Karts for Switch.
Yeah.
I was gonna say on I have it on PS4 and I have the
Kratos.
DeLorean.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucker!
Well, no, but you can get that on any of them. It's
I was gonna say,
it's
I think
DLC.
that's just DLC.
That's just generic DLC for it. But
Sweet Tooth on PS4.
but the thing that I will say, the one thing that was pretty hilarious about the commercial though is what makes it to where they come in with the fact that it's Rocket League is like they're playing the soccer game and like the girl's like kicking it towards the goal and like the goalie's way out here and can't run over to defend it and she kicks it and then the goalie's mom pulls out with her minivan and knocks the ball out of it.
Oh, that's
And everyone's
right.
like,
That's right. That's right.
the fuck is going on?
and then the soccer mom's just like, and I was like, okay, this commercial took a weird turn, and then it went to Rocket League gameplay, and I was like, oh shit, it's a Rocket League commercial!
What's so
But-
funny is I could see my dad just be like, "Sports. My kids are watching a sports commercial. Oh, this will turn them into what the fuck is this?" And we're like, "Yes."
Anyway, sorry, to continue. Best independent game.
Best
I
indie
feel like
game.
that
And
would
again,
be
is this a year?
Inside, right?
No, this is independent game
Go
for
ahead
this
with
year.
the nominees.
Cuphead, Hellblade, Senua's
Senua's
Sacrifice,
Sacrifice.
That was really good.
I need to.
Night in the Woods, Pyre, and What Remains of Edith Finch.
What about Hollow
I could
Knight?
see what remains of Edith.
Hollow
I
Knight was
don't
not
know.
nominated, but Hollow Knight was a damn good game.
I really liked Hellblade.
I wanted to play that. I haven't.
I streamed it, and there were parts that were just fucked up.
Yeah.
especially like when you're walking and all of a sudden. So they had.
It plays somewhat like somewhere between Witcher and Dark Souls, right?
That sounds kind of
No, not necessarily. In terms of how the gameplay is,
Yeah, the fighting.
maybe kind of.
Doki Doki Literature Club.
I will say I really want to play that.
I do
Because
too, it's free.
I've heard it's free.
It's a free game.
I didn't realize it's a free game. Oh my god, I have to download that.
It
I
is.
I really want to play it because of I heard it actually gets really
I've
weird.
heard of it.
This is a game that starts out like a slice of life anime where it's just like, oh, everything's all happy and like it's just us friends in school and
It's advertised as like a
It's an
anime storybook.
It's a visual novel.
Visual novel.
yeah.
So
but then,
so
like, at
picture
one point-
How to Full Boyfriend. But like How to Full Boyfriend, the more you play it, the more it completely changes to where it's like, oh, this is your 27th playthrough. Now you're dead and you have to solve your murder, and one of these pigeons killed you. And it's like, this is not the game I've been playing.
There was one point where like
That
my
sounds
friend he was
fantastic.
streaming it. I'm friends with a Twitch streamer, Cashley Girl, who has actually got over 1,000 fucking followers. But anywho, she was playing it, and there's a point where like something I don't understand exactly what's happening in the game, but like this girl was just talking about this boy in the class, and then like out of nowhere pulls out a knife and just stabs herself in the chest like 18 times.
Jesus.
Like she's
Yeah.
just like, oh yeah, like did you see Brad today? Like he looked really great.
Yeah, it's a weird game, but I didn't know it was free.
Did you know it installs files on your hard drive?
Yes, so that's the other thing. There's
It
a
starts
meta game
ins-
with it.
Installing stuff.
So like
in
it
here.
starts installing stuff on your hard drive and starts messing with you out of game. So like when you get onto your computer, you'll notice like something on your desktop is like what is that? So then you'll delete it and then it'll come back as no, don't delete me and shit like that. And like
No, I'm gonna do that.
no, but oh my god, it's so great. I
don't think I-
seriously,
Then you would
seriously
sacrifice to just about psychology shit and how you're going crazy, but
right, but
God.
yeah.
but
I do want to give that one a try. I didn't realize it was a free game though. I will have to download
who
that one.
won?
Cuphead.
Of course it
I
did.
guess I shouldn't be that surprised.
Yeah.
Let's just remember Cuphead from fucking Extra Life.
Okay, this one's gonna be a fun little debate. Most anticipated game for 2018.
2018?
Most
Well,
anticipated.
Spider-Man. Detroit.
Become even-
What else is
Oh,
on?
damn.
Red
Red
Dead.
Dead.
Oh,
Oh, fuck.
shit.
Red Dead.
Fuck.
I still gotta say Spider-Man.
Red Dead.
I don't know if it's because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, but I'll give it to Detroit because I really
All right,
I love
so
David Cage.
the nominations are God of War,
Oh
Oh, I forgot about that too. Ooh.
Last of Us Part 2,
Never mind.
Monster Hunter World,
And,
Red Dead Redemption
I do
2,
want to do that too.
and Spider-Man.
Those are all good choices.
Aren't there, there's
Wait, go
one
through them
that-
one more time.
No, those are the
I know,
nominations.
Go through
there
it
was
one more
another
time.
big one.
Far Cry. Maybe.
Far Cry 5.
Far Cry 5.
And then what was Detroit wasn't on the list.
Yeah,
I don't
that's what I was gonna say.
I don't
Ah,
understand
Detroit-
how in the world Detroit was not on that list.
Dude, I didn't
I
even
personally-
because it's probably because it's going to be pushed back to 2019.
Yeah, I said that.
probably.
Okay.
It's been pushed back like 10
I personally would put Detroit on and take Monster Hunter World off.
Yes.
In my opinion. Don't get me wrong, Monster Hunter, I understand why a lot of people would like it, but
As much as you are excited for fucking Detroit, you need to play his other games.
I know.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Oh, dude, that does look great.
Kingdom Come Deliverance. Actually, that game.
I was gonna say
cool.
that looks badass.
There's a new Metal Gear game.
I'll let you survive.
Agony.
Oh, that actually, I don't know.
We'll
that kind of drew me in.
That's
Wait, We Happy Few isn't out yet. I thought. it
No,
already
it's not
was.
out
Yeah,
yet.
it's still in
Early
early access.
Gotcha. Sea of Thieves.
Oh, that's what I was freaking out
Did
about
you
earlier.
play?
That's what I was freaking out about.
Wait, what do you mean?
You nerd.
I'm in the alpha.
But you
Dude,
didn't play it.
I haven't played it
You're
yet.
supposed
did you
to
see how
play
much
it.
it is, though?
What?
It's a $60 game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know it was going to be a $60
No,
game.
it's a
It's-
huge game.
It's cross-play as well.
Please
Yes,
play
it is.
A Way Out.
Please play it so that we can
Yeah,
find out
absolutely.
more about it.
Days Gone.
He's gone.
I do. That one does.
I'm
that one's
still
good.
torn on that game. I don't know.
Crackdown 3. That would be a
If it
great
come-
party game.
If it comes out.
True. Vampire with a Y.
Yes.
Oh, Vampire,
that- that's
I
not
That
really
looks
good.
interesting.
Oh, actually, State of Decay 2. I'm very excited for that.
Yes.
What about,
That's a good
when
one.
is Cyberpunk coming out?
Cyberpunk 2077, I believe.
Is that next year?
Oh yeah.
This is what I was forgetting because I was super hyped until
all of
the
this EA
Battlefront,
BS.
Anthem.
Yeah. Agreed.
Anthem
Okay.
was super great, and then now that all this shit's going through, a
Oh, is
lot
that
of
EA?
developers are leaving. Yes, because Bioshock.
Bioshock, BioWare.
BioWare. I still have the Bioshock.
Yeah.
You got me excited because I was like, is there another Bioshock coming out?
Okay.
That would be my most anticipated of anything.
Anyway, so most anticipated.
Oh, no. Most anticipated next year? Does it have to have already been announced before these awards?
Well,
What do you mean?
yes.
At the awards, they announced that they're remastering Medieval.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, that was at PSX.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was the following night.
But if you
They were
want to go with
back
games
to
announced
back.
at the awards,
What
Witchfire
was it?
looks
Yes.
amazing. Witchfire, picture.
I don't know.
Picture.
Which one?
No.
I need a piece
Oh,
of
I
paper
got it.
and a pen because I want to write down what I want to talk about. I'm gonna forget.
Yeah. Witchfire picture.
It'll work.
Actually, yeah.
What the fuck
Scrap
is this?
paper.
That'll do.
What is the game from Software that they announced?
I don't know. It's just a
Uh,
bone
yeah.
wrapped up cracking.
I want to fucking see what it is.
Shadows
And it just said
Die
more will
Twice.
come out later. Was that the name of the game? Because that was a tagline.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's a tagline, but it could be I don't know. No, but what was Witchfire is from the same people that did Ethan Carter, Vanishing of Ethan
Oh,
Carter, but it's Witcher gameplay. But like
Someone play that.
dark fucking first person shooter.
Interesting.
Witcher just got announced they're making a Netflix TV series.
Yes.
I
Yes.
heard about that.
I
Yeah.
heard about that as well.
And then what was the other one that just got announced from the people that did
Really
Payday? It's Left 4 Dead, but aliens.
Oh yeah.
Evolve.
No. Are you sure?
No, good.
Because Payday, the people who made Payday are making another heist game that's set in World War II where they're stealing.
Raid, it's already made.
Raid.
That's already out.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was already out.
Already out.
Yeah.
It's on shelves again.
Let me
No,
shut my fucking face.
No.
Shut up.
The one I'm talking, you
Actually, pretty cool.
play
I like it.
scavengers that find derelict ships in space, and you do heists like doing
So
stealing
aliens.
stuff off of this, and then aliens attack.
Literally alien.
Basically. Anyway, sorry, Last of Us 2 1.
Yeah.
Big
Wait,
shock.
hold on. Real.
Most anticipated game.
I realized that, but I was under the impression that was not supposed to come out next year.
What?
It is now.
Last of Us 2.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I think it's holidays.
Supposedly it was supposed to. The first one came out in June, originally.
Oh.
Um,
So holidays.
June of 2013, I believe. But
I will say it doesn't specify. It says most anticipated game.
what I read something from.
My
I can't remember.
point is, I'm not talking most game that you were anticipated for in the year 2017. Most anticipated upcoming game. I just said 2018, so that way you would realize I'm talking about upcoming games.
Oh.
The category itself is
Most
Most-
Because I heard it was
anticipated
supposed to
game.
come out sometime in
Oh, most
2019. I was
anticipated
like,
game.
ah.
Fucking Star Citizen.
Guess what I want to talk about?
Star Citizen.
Just real quick.
Okay.
3.0 has hit the public test unit.
Oh
Yes.
gosh.
Do you know what that means?
you can buy property
buy more
and you can
expensive
go
things?
on
Not yet.
Planet and stuff.
That's what they're planning. But you can, if you're in the public test universe, you can officially travel to different planets and actually land and leave atmosphere and everything.
Hey, now it's officially No Man's Sky.
It's essential, yeah.
Yay!
What they're planning on doing, I
Except
guess,
for better.
they announced the whole building mechanic where now you're going to be able to build your own settlements and build whatever. Where other people can find,
that now.
if you get a beacon, this is what from Mr. Cabbage is showing me. If you get a beacon and put it in your settlement, essentially, it's a law zone, which means if you walk up to and kill me, then you'll have a bounty. You'll automatically be wanted by police. You'll have, a crime and everything. Or if you want to create a lawless zone, you can literally build as much as you want still and have no beacon and anything goes. You can create most easily.
That's awesome.
I'm
Dude,
excited.
that reminds me, you know what game needs to be recreated? Bounty Hunter.
Agreed.
13
Well,
needs to be finished.
No, not Star Wars Bounty
No,
Hunter.
no,
I'm talking Bounty.
Bounty Hunter, or outside of the US, it was called Bee Hunter.
Or
yes.
outside of that, it's called
Fahrenheit.
Fifth Element Driving Simulator.
Fahrenheit would do for a remaster and just cut out the last 40 minutes. Anyway, sorry.
Speaking of David Cage,
Yeah. Best sports / racing game.
ugh.
None of us played really
Clearly,
anything.
it's Madden.
None of us
Or
play
FIFA.
anything. So
Or
I'm
FIFA.
just gonna list.
Point.
Gran Turismo, FIFA 18,
Gran Turismo is
Horizon
fun.
3 got it.
Forza Motorsport 7,
Or no, somewhere that one.
2K18, Pro Evolution Soccer 2018, and Project Cars 2.
I bet
Is
it was
there a T
the
that's
Forza.
silent?
Forza 7. What?
Yeah, Forza.
Forza.
Forza is how you pronounce
Where's
it.
the T?
It's an Italian word. No, it's Forza. It's an Italian word.
Forza.
It's
Mamma mia.
Forza. The proper pronunciation is Italian for force.
Oh, gotcha.
Spaghetti and the meatballs.
Okay.
I got done playing
Best
Mario.
strategy game.
So Forza 1.
I said that. Yeah. Forza
Oh, I thought you
Motorsport
were
7.
just complaining what you were trying to say.
Yeah.
I thought so.
No, I was saying yes. They won.
I figured because I heard that was really good.
Yeah.
Strategy game.
Best strategy game.
Nominees are.
Okay. One thing I don't slightly agree with, only because, in my opinion, it's still DLC, but they counted it as a full game on this.
Oh, they count Heart of the Swarm or whatever.
No, War of the Chosen.
War of the Chosen.
Yeah. So anyway,
StarCraft 2.
no. XCOM 2.
XCOM 2. My bad. Yeah.
Jesus. Anyway, Halo Wars 2.
StarCraft 2. Oh my god.
Well, that
XCOM
came
2.
out with the new DLC
XCOM
too.
2, War of the Chosen, Tooth and Nail, Total War, Warhammer 2, and Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Mario Ravage.
Mario Rabbids.
I heard that
one.
was-
Right, Mario.
And
But I would
Mario
go-
Rabbids 1.
Oh, did
I
it?
would go with Warhammer. That was the most fun.
Warhammer looks fun. I've heard nothing but insane things about War of the Chosen, though.
I believe
Like, good.
But like amazingly good. Like it should have been its own standalone game. There's so much content. I can't believe they released this for DLC price.
That's a good thing. More
No,
companies
no.
should do that.
100% agree. 100% agree. Especially with a game series as good as XCOM.
Yeah.
But anyway,
It's too bad. I get too attached to my people.
but
I
that
created all you
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
and then you died in the second mission. And I quit.
Really?
Wow.
That's so sad.
I do find it funny though. Mario and Rabbids ended up winning, and it actually plays like XCOM. So
Really?
yeah,
That makes
it's
sense.
pretty hilarious. But anyway, sorry. Best family game.
Hasbro Family Fun Pack.
Odyssey.
Doki Doki.
Best
I was just
family
kidding. I
fun
was
game?
Family game.
Who's your daddy? No, I guess that's not it.
Super Mario Odyssey.
Okay,
Probably
so
Odyssey.
Jackbox Party Pack.
Mario Kart 8, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle,
Oh, Mario.
Sonic Mania,
Man.
Splatoon 2, and Super Mario Odyssey.
Splatoon
Odyssey.
2. I would
Odyssey.
say Splatoon 2, but
Like I
Odyssey
said,
won.
Odyssey.
I just
Why do
think
you
that-
say Mania?
Sonic Mania?
Yeah,
I've watched gameplay. Do you know how long the game is?
it's a 2D side-scrolling Sonic game. Like I
Oh, then I'm sorry. What am I thinking
No,
of?
You're thinking
you
of
can
Sonic
get
Forces.
Sonic Forces, which that one I really agree. Yeah, but Mania was amazing.
100% thinking
Different.
of forces.
Okay, I was gonna say Sonic Mania is
2.5
actually.
That's what threw me off.
But
'Cause I was like,
I was like, Sonic Mania is actually hard. Don't get me wrong. You could probably, if you sit down and dedicate time, and you've already beaten it multiple times, you could probably kill that game very quickly. But that is a damn good game.
There's apparently a Twitch live streamer who bought Sonic Forces and then beat the whole game in about 2 hours and 45 minutes, which, of course, Steam, you cannot play longer for 2 hours to get a refund. He applied for the refund saying he bought the wrong game, and they refunded anyway. And there's a lot of controversy saying that he was cheating the system because he did it all on live stream. It just made me laugh.
That's kind of funny.
Because fucking Sonic Forces.
Best fighting game. First of all,
The new Street Fighter,
Yeah,
whatever
so
that one is.
yeah.
first of all, best fighting game does not include the UFC 3 beta that is out right now, currently with microtransactions. It does not include that game.
Oh, wow.
Yes, you heard me right. EA put microtransactions in a beta.
Well, they didn't learn, did they?
Oh no! This is obviously after Battlefront.
I would really like to say though, on the terms
At
of
least they're
Battlefront
consistent.
alone, has anyone played
The
Battlefront?
gameplay is
No.
so
The
good.
gameplay is phenomenal.
It
Like,
is so good.
I
I hate
personally-
saying this.
I personally don't think that the star cards makes you that OP, if at all.
Hold on.
But we get that
I did agree until I saw a video of somebody playing as Boba Fett,
Yeah.
and he was firing, and it took him about 10 seconds to kill somebody. Spent about $60 in microtransactions, got star cards, activated them on Boba Fett,
Yeah.
and the next match, it took him a second and a half to kill anybody. At that point in time, that's when I went, okay, I don't like that.
See, that's
But-
weird because when I played Boba Fett, I got those kills just as quick. It's just as long as you hit in the torso, up in the head, because it's a burst. It's the
Yeah.
whatever or the whatever it is, it literally goes boom, 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 and it fires so quickly. I don't know about any of the star cards. I will say that.
I don't know.
But I know all the generalized star cards. Like if you do the math, I believe on the starfighters alone, if you're a fighter, and you get the thing that adds either 10 or 15%, which is either the third or fourth level star card, it simply reduces the hit by 1. That can be a lot, but it doesn't. I don't know. I'm fighting an uphill battle here, but the gameplay alone is.
I will say
awesome.
the gameplay is phenomenal. I
What did you guys get it on?
PC.
Okay, then I'll probably get it for PC.
It is. It
Because I was waiting for somebody to play it that I could.
I
trust their
decided to
opinion.
try and record it. I've been recording everything at 30 frames a second, like a pleb, because my shit's not strong enough anymore. And for that game, I can record at 60 frames a second and still get above 80 frames. Everything at Ultra, too. Like, I love
It is
the
a
Frostbite engine.
gorgeous game.
Yeah, the Frostbite engine is so amazingly optimized.
Space combat's
Does
beautiful.
your
too.
monitor do above 60?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 140.
I'm trying to figure out if that's my case then. If my TV just literally doesn't go above 60. Because every game I
Most
do
TVs
hits
don't.
exactly 60.
Yeah, that's your.
Like, I
TV.
stay at just 60 perfectly, and it never drops
Frames?
below. Yeah.
That can
It
also
never drops
be.
below 60, but it's
That can also
constantly
be
60.
your VSync if you have VSync turned on.
No.
Yeah, so turn that.
I was going to say, if I've got VSync, doesn't the monitor have to support it?
No,
not
That's
necessarily.
something very different. You're thinking G-Sync or FreeSync.
Oh, okay.
VSync is vertical sync. It's for those old-fashioned monitors that suck, that don't have very high refresh rate
Or
anything.
TVs.
But you can also go into your preferences and change the frame rate so that it will achieve higher, assuming the game has that much frames.
Because I was going to say, I've got a GTX 1070. I've never dropped below 60 frames.
Anyway, so back on the topic of fighting games. Nominations are ARMS, Injustice 2,
That was fun.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite,
That one
Yes.
won.
Nidhogg 2,
That seems fun.
Tekken 7.
No, the
Right.
No,
Marvel
probably
vs.
not
Capcom.
Marvel.
Sigma
Yeah.
versus Capcom.
That
If I had to
was-
guess. Although,
Injustice
This is,
2.
I was gonna say
What?
no.
Oh my god, DC beat Marvel at something?
I was shocked.
However, Injustice 2 is a lot of fun. The story mode worth it. Online community just as garbage. It's not, I know it's not the right character. It
Yeah.
does not matter though. Or then 99% when I played, they play Supergirl, and you go, all right, I'm ready to fight, and then they fly under the ground and come up the other side, and if you're not blocking the right way, the fuck start comboing your ass, then you lose.
That's like Scorpion when he does the
Yeah.
teleport.
Except
So-
all they usually do is
Oh, you mean it plays like a NetherRealm game?
boom. Because
I used to do that to people just to piss
It's
them
made by
off.
It
NetherRealm.
pissed me
so
off.
should we interject here?
What?
Soul Calibur?
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
just
announcements. Yes. So
Yeah, if I can interject because we're talking about fighting games.
I will allow because I was going to get to the announcements after we talked about the awards. But you can't you can't sit in your seat for long enough for that. So yes,
I will
no.
allow it.
I'm very excited.
You suck at it.
Who's your character?
Who's your dad?
That was my first fighting game I actually ever played.
Keelik.
Soul Calibur 2.
Keelik is generally my go-to.
Keelik,
Bow
the
staff,
fucking, of course.
Bow staff too, yep.
On the second one too, he had that one bow staff that was cheap. That was like
Oh,
40
fuck
feet
yeah.
long.
But there was that one, and then Jung Seong was the other one.
I
So,
remember him.
dude that had one-handed sword and just like super quick.
Oh, the Chinese sword.
Yeah, he had one of those.
Who's the guy who has the katana? Who's like the samurai?
Oh, that's Mitsuri.
Him.
I like
what
him.
I'm
What was the game we
He's-
played as
he's cool.
kids where every time like you'd hit somebody, you'd watch the bones break?
Mortal
Was that
Kombat?
Unreal Championship?
No. That's
Oh, Unreal Tournament.
Unreal.
Your tournament.
What hits about? No.
There was
I'm
a
with
game
Shadow
that
this
came
time.
Oh no.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, sorry.
That-
Hold on.
No sense.
In Unreal Tournament and stuff like there was one of the Unreal Tournament games where when you would shoot people, you would actually see like bullet penetration and stuff like that for different things. That's not what he's talking about. He's talking about Tao Fang Fist of the Lotus.
That's what it was. Literally,
Original,
like, it was the
original
first-
Xbox one-off fighting game that only came out. It was Microsoft made a
I'm
fighter.
with you. I like Soul
Microsoft,
Calibur.
Microsoft made an
I'm
arcade
excited.
fighter.
Well, no, this is the thing. Like, so Mortal Kombat, how it does X-ray mode now, that's how this game was completely done. Like, only this was on the original Xbox. So, like, this was.
And it also did
before-
have like you get punched in the arm, your character bruises, like stuff like
It was
like
so
like
advanced,
it was amazing. An original Xbox.
and our parents took it away.
Like I have that game, a demo for that game in Morrowind.
Yeah.
Like not Shadow of War, the first one.
Punisher.
Shadow of Mordor.
Yes. That one I felt was crazy advanced. When you slash an orc, wherever it slashed, you'd see the black line and then you'd see the blood start to cover them and
Yeah.
come out. I don't know why more games don't do that.
I don't know.
They're already
It
mature.
totally
It's
is more-
amazing. It's more.
What does MXR always say?
It's more good at drawing in game,
No.
like drawing you into game. It's more
Immersive.
immersive. Yeah.
My question: has everybody here played Resident Evil 7?
Yeah.
Not all the way through.
Not all the way through, but
Wait.
I mean, like
Yes.
I was gonna.
Probably.
the hand part.
Yeah,
That's
there's
the very
no
beginning.
fucking
Oh,
way.
yeah.
Literally very beginning.
I don't know how far it is.
They
so I didn't
sew it
remember
back in.
It's literally
All I'm saying is he's like, oh, and it's going.
my favorite part personally is when you walk up and your hand's on the floor and it goes.
Apparently, you
Pick
can
up
pick it
hand?
up.
Yeah.
And you're just like hand.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I love Markiplier was playing it because he went through and right before that you get stabbed in the hand
Yeah.
and he hits something and he pours like this liquid on it
Yeah. That's it.
and it heals his hand.
Yeah.
Like that cut is actually gone from your avatar's hand. And he's like, oh, okay, so this goop juice goes through and like heals wounds apparently. And then he cuts off his hand. He's like, oh, yeah, goop juice ain't gonna heal that.
What the same shit my fucking stream. I turned around to Kaylee because she was watching. I was just like, "Is that how you do things at work?"
Just pour some goop juice on it.
This is literally like, so much.
It literally.
That's literally what he does. He goes
Pouring
like
hydrogen peroxide on it.
He literally just pours it and then his hand goes. And it's fine. It's like, what?
All right, I know. Corey's gonna have something
you're
to weigh in on this
Hey,
one.
can I go back to Soul Calibur?
Sorry,
Go ahead.
Calvin. Everybody keeps getting distracted.
So, super excited. Do you want a full character list though?
What?
I want to know exactly who's all going to
Agreed.
be in it.
Do you think?
Because
Are they?
I have
Make
concerns.
characters.
Do you think they're gonna do? So it's coming out for all consoles, right?
Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
Yeah.
So do you think they're gonna have specialized characters like they have with all the others?
I was gonna say more than likely.
I would say probably.
I already know your answer,
I want Joel with
and I
Brick.
know your answer.
Joel with Brick.
Joel with
yes,
Brick is his
yes.
melee.
What
Repeat,
is your
Sure.
favorite special character? Assuming you haven't played any of the others, or if you have played any of the
Special character like in Soul Calibur games?
others. Yes, from all of
Okay.
them together.
I
So,
actually
like,
have
you
not
had-
played a Soul
you
Calibur
have-
game, so
Oh,
I don't know any of these.
his is Spawn.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love
I
Kiss
knew
My
that.
Axe. That's the best
I
one.
knew that because I know him.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Link, but
Link
I
was a lot of
also
fun.
fully enjoyed Darth Vader.
Yoda was badass.
I
didn't
prefer
know
Yoda's
Yoda.
cool.
I
You're just
care
like,
for
yeah.
Yoda.
I prefer Yoda due to the fact that you can't fucking grab him.
I will agree. Yeah, fucking always bet hitbox. I learned that from Salty Bet. But the one thing I did like about Yoda is when you attack, you didn't have any. It didn't feel like you had much control on where you were hitting.
No,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because
not
he's
at all.
jumping. Like he's.
Yeah,
That's me as Yoda jumping.
yeah. I liked the idea of Yoda.
Yeah,
I did not care to play it, but I
Yeah.
also like the fact that can't fucking grab me because I'm 2
Very
feet
true.
tall.
People are like, "Ugh."
Yeah, they just reach right over, and I'm just like, well, don't worry about it. I'm just gonna jump up there and smack you in the face a couple times. It's good.
Link was fun because you.
But
could
Link,
just-
I really liked. Yeah.
You could be like, bum on the ground, arrow, arrow, arrow.
I do find it funny with Soul Calibur. This game was in development a long time.
Yeah.
And then the two lead developers got into an argument over boob physics.
Yes, of
And they
Ivy.
couldn't reconcile the argument, so it just
It killed
went
it.
in development hell and just killed it. And
I mean, it
nobody's
was
done it.
Ivy.
Yeah. Her boobs get bigger every single time.
And then
I mean,
Eventually, this
And I will say the one thing with Soul Calibur, it's literally going to be
It's gonna be a move. She just like
Cartman's girlfriend.
just crush you with
It's gonna
the
be Cartman's girlfriend when Dog the Bounty Hunter. Jesus. Where it's just the tits and then like a little top of the head looking over the tits.
So wait, we're gonna turn it into that one game that you were talking about earlier, where you stand on
Right.
platforms
Yeah,
and Ivy
yeah.
just smacks you with the boobs
Yeah.
the whole time.
But I will say Soul
Yes,
Calibur was
it's
one
like
of the
that.
first games that made me feel really creepy because that was one game I was like, oh, Soul Calibur, oh, a lot of scantily clad women, blah blah blah, and I was reading. I want to say it was like a Game Pro or something like that, and it had like an article with like bios on all the characters. And I was reading through, and I'm like, oh wow, look at that. Her character's only 13 years old,
Wait,
and
which one?
her character's only 12 years old. Like,
Oh yes,
That's
yeah.
like the girl the girl with the
Cassandra.
fuzz.
Oh yeah.
Like-
She's supposed to be really young.
Like I was
Callum, yeah, she's only like 16, I think.
like the
So I felt a little
majority
bit like a creeper on that,
of the
but-
girls were like 16 and under. Like
Ivy's in her
like,
30s.
I was like
so.
14.
right,
so
but it's one of those where it's like
I'm okay.
girls in my class don't look like that. Like that was my whole
Who's
thing.
the girl with the sword and shield? The
Cassandra?
is that like the
Yeah.
Athena girl?
Yeah, you have Cassandra and then you have
I don't remember.
Sophia as well.
Yeah.
Haven't they played that many fighting games?
Soul Calibur's pretty much the
Yeah.
only one, yeah. But Soul Calibur, I mean, I've played all the way. The
I will say
arcade,
Soul Calibur's
2,
got some
3,
damn good
4,
lore to
5.
it too.
Well, and that's why I really like it.
I never got to
Yeah.
play 5, but I did play 4. No, I got to play 5 once when I was in college, and it was a group of nerds exactly like us, and they were all crowded around the TV, and someone had brought in their Xbox, and they were all playing. And they're like, "Oh man, you want to join?" They're just like, "Oh, let's smash this guy," and it was like that cheesy, corny, like we're gonna kick your ass, bro, in this game. And I played I played Killick first, and I got my ass destroyed. And then I played Mitsurugi.
Well, because Keelik
and
sucks in
fucking
5.
came all the way back. Oh, did he?
Keelik sucks in 5 because he's a he's switching weapons.
I didn't remember. All I
Yeah,
know
no,
is that I was trying to figure out the buttons.
Yeah, no, Keelik sucks in 5 because he's a random. You literally you select him and you can get any weapon. And I'm just like, well,
Oh, I
that's
did not
fucking
know
dumb.
that.
Yeah,
See,
no, if you want bow staff, you have to go with
I
that
just
stupid guy that likes food too much that I don't forget his fucking name because I hated him.
I just remember. I couldn't remember. I was trying to figure out the horizontal and the
Vertical.
vertical buttons. This is horizontal for you. The horizontal and vertical buttons, and I was trying to use Keelik to do it, and I just literally got destroyed. Then I got Mitsurugi, and I just started
Oh, yeah,
comboing, and they were just like, "Well, all right, that was pretty good." And then right after that, I picked Mitsurugi again, and the guy picked the guy with the nunchucks. I can never remember his name.
Maxie.
Yeah, and he wiped the floor with me. At that point, he
Well,
was like, "Oh,
Max-
you want to play for real?" I was like, "We're in college. This is weird."
Yeah, I was gonna say Maxie is.
Yeah, because
Super
everyone called
cheap.
him Maxi Pad.
Yeah, well, he's super cheap.
Yeah.
So I mean, not that Keelik isn't in older games. I mean, if there's certain combos that if you get, you literally can just continue to
Yeah.
destroy them.
I just remember if you got because Soul Calibur 2 was one of those the first games I got for GameCube. I think it was 2, and I unlocked every weapon for every single character. And Keelik had the one where it was like 3 stories long,
Yep.
and he goes.
Yep.
And like person
Off the
be,
map. Off
my
the
buddy
map.
be on the literally the opposite side of the map, and I'd go,
Off the
and he
map.
just falls straight off. He'd get so mad at me. It was hilarious.
My favorite actually with when I played Keelik was actually the original arcade because your regular weapon would pretty much do just that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, you would just throw people across the map, and it's just like.
All you have to do, there's an undercut he does.
Yep.
Then he goes into, like, he puts his staff on the ground, slides up it like a stripper, and comes down and smacks, and then pokes. And
Yep,
they're always
and they're
off
done.
the map.
Nobushi for him.
Wait, who's there was another samurai in that game you just reminded me of, who's also in Tekken. Yoshimitsu.
Oh, Yoshimitsu. Yep.
No, that's who I like.
Oh my gosh.
Yoshimitsu?
That's I haven't played that much Soul Calibur. That's
My
I just-
favorite. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, that's what I just remember. He was in Tekken, and he's
Yep.
also in Soul Calibur. I was like, oh, that's cool.
The 2 things I love to do with Yoshimitsu just to piss people off was to go to fly. So you can spin your sword above your head and you actually float, and then
Yeah.
you can float higher, and then you
Yeah.
can smack them.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was when they'd like back off because they were like, okay, well you're almost about to hit me. I'd sit down real quick and just sit there and heal.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yep. Yep, just like that.
That's the guy.
Yep.
And or then you could get on the little sword.
Yep, and then
like,
bounce like poker.
and, like,
Oh,
He's the
no,
weirdest
Yoshimitsu-
character ever.
yeah.
And then the best, most satisfying for me personally when I played Yoshimitsu, if they were low on health, to run up, turn around, and fucking seppuku yourself.
Oh yeah,
Through-
that too.
Yeah,
through your
that
body,
too.
so
Yeah.
it hits them, they're just like,
And then you can spin.
yeah.
Yeah.
That character,
He was so great. He was so
Oh
much
my
fun.
gosh, Yoshimitsu
he was such a goofy character. He's one
Oh,
of those
yeah.
funny who's just like, yeah, this guy's weird.
Yeah.
Him and the fucking bondage dude who walked
Voldo. Voldo. Yeah, Voldo creeped the fuck out of me. Although you can totally roll and then can just roll into them with blades, so that was fun.
He literally crab walked. And
Yes.
then he had little spikes on his fingers, and he would go,
Yeah, he just like smack you. He was super weird. I'll show you a picture of him.
oh yeah.
Okay.
No, we're talking like they were doing something, some sort of substance when they came up with that dude.
Yeah, definitely had to be.
Makes
Oh,
sense.
Lizard Man was a lot of fun for the fact that you
Lizard
could crawl
Man.
on the ground and then jump at people.
He was like, that was the guy that he would copy other fighters, right?
Oh, I think you did
I don't remember which
5,
one.
maybe. I think 5 actually. He might briefly.
I don't know.
No, he was Sword and Shield or Axe and Shield technically. But
We really got. Oh, man.
yeah, I do.
Oh, we love. I haven't played Soul Calibur forever. I'd love to go back and play it.
I'll bring it over.
That's fine.
I have all of them, I think. Yeah.
I can't wait to get.
Well, actually, I have to figure out how to get my arcade version back. I bought it on Xbox Live, and unfortunately, forgot all my Xbox Live information and created a new one.
Oh.
So all my purchases are gone. So
I was gonna say, if you have it on Xbox Live, you can just re-download it.
yeah, but I forgot all my stuff.
Call Microsoft.
Yeah, I guess I
That's
probably
one
could.
thing. Xbox Live customer support's actually pretty decent. Go ahead.
agreed.
Sorry, I
What?
didn't mean to like.
We're
Yep.
good.
We
Got it out of our system.
Yeah, I didn't mean to like go.
PS4 Pro. I'm kind of disappointed in the list of games that are
Pro compatible.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it.
We're gonna have to start skipping some of these because we're at an hour and 5 minutes, and I'm not even halfway through this list.
All right. Well, let's just
So
not talk
so
about them too much then.
best RPG.
Mass Effect Andromeda, clearly.
Fuck
Well,
yeah.
I will say, big shocker.
have
Mass
to
Effect
say-
Andromeda was nominated for 0
Breath
awards.
of the Wild.
Oh, Breath of the Wild. by far.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild is not an RPG.
Go
Yeah.
fuck yourself. Yes, it is.
It is an action adventure game.
You're
So
a
it's nominated for best action adventure.
smoking-
It is not nominated for
I
RPG
disagree with
because
that.
it doesn't have a
Horizon
skill tree
Zero
with a
Dawn.
lot of points and all this other stuff.
That's what requires a role playing game?
Yes. So
Because I thought it was simply playing a character on a grand story arc, i.e., Link fighting Ganon.
no, it's
I
an
agree
action
with
adventure
Corey on
platformer,
But
Anyway,
I would
sorry.
definitely say Horizon Zero Dawn.
which isn't an RPG. It's an action
I
adventure.
never played it. I didn't know.
What
What the fuck does qualify as an RPG?
Divinity Original Sin 2,
That makes sense.
I need to play that.
Final Fantasy 15, Nier Automata,
Didn't play that.
Persona 5, and Fractured Butthole.
Fractured.
Fractured Butthole is
That would
an
probably won.
RPG, but
Well, that makes sense because you design a character.
Yeah.
If you're following.
You design a character that has a skill tree.
Remember the difficulty
stuff
setting?
like that. Oh my god. Instead of calling us, Scott, why don't you just watch the podcast and comment or something? Anyway,
And subscribe.
well, I just sent him a
Like,
text and said I'm
favorite.
thinking I'm buying a PS4, so he's calling out a freak out.
okay. So you think it's Fractured Butthole?
I would think it probably.
Oh
would.
no.
Either that or Divinity.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
One more time, quickly read them.
Divinity Original Sin 2, Final Fantasy 15, Nier
Final Fantasy
Automata,
15,
Persona 5,
Nier.
and South Park.
No,
Fractured Butthole.
Persona 5. Persona 5.
That's up there, but I think Divinity Original Sin 2 for its expansive
I've heard
library.
of.
I will say the nice thing with Divinity, the DM tools are really cool.
Yeah, like apparently they're phenomenal.
Yeah, you can basically just create your own game and then let your friends run through your game while you are
Well,
like spawning stuff.
You literally play DM.
Which sounds
Yeah, we
interesting.
literally,
but yeah.
if we all have like
Divinity, it's,
Divinity
Are you
Original
saying
Sin,
you
we
play
can all
the
play
DM?
that.
like you are the DM and we are your player characters
So
playing
it's
through the game.
basically,
It's basically D&D for your PC.
well, yeah, it's basically
It even
Never
falls
went
through.
Right.
Fable Legends that never happened.
Sort of, yes, actually.
Oh yeah, no.
But like from
Everybody
everything I've
remember all the
seen,
games that they announced on the original Xbox?
We're gonna have to have another
Sorry,
episode that does nothing but just talk about games that we wish that they would have actually made instead of
Star Wars
dying in
13,
limbo hell.
14.
Yeah.
13, dude.
Anyway,
God damn.
winner, Persona 5.
Yep, I can
I
see that.
knew it. Fucking JRPGs.
Best action adventure game. Assassin's Creed Origins, Horizon Zero Dawn, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild,
Breath of
Super
the
Mario Odyssey, and Uncharted Lost Legacy.
I would say it's between
Breath of
Odyssey
the
and Breath of the Wild, but I
Odyssey,
pick Breath of the Wild.
I'd pick Breath of the
I would
Wild.
imagine they have this choose.
Breath of the Wild.
Absolutely.
Best action game. You ready for this list?
So action, but no adventure. Let's just
Correct. Correct.
COD,
Well,
World War II.
that kind of stuff. Cuphead,
Okay,
Destiny 2,
okay.
Neo,
Neo.
Prey, Wolfenstein 2, New Colossus.
Neo.
Neo is
I hope Wolfenstein
Dark
won.
Souls, but Samurai.
Samurai.
Gotcha.
Samurai Dark Souls. I've heard phenomenal things
I
about it.
would
I've heard
say-
it's ridiculous shit.
I would say,
How's
you said
the
what?
Wolfenstein?
What were they?
Cuphead, Destiny 2,
Wolfenstein.
Neo,
Destiny
Prey,
2. No,
Wolfenstein 2,
Destiny
New
2
Colossus.
wasn't in the RPG one,
Wolfenstein.
but it's in this one.
Hold on. But there's a skill tree.
There is. That's what I'm saying.
You have to use the pre-done one though.
It probably is not
pre-done
Destiny
one.
2, but I would pick Destiny 2.
I say Neo or Neo.
No, I hope Destiny
Yeah.
didn't win it.
Wrong
I'd be
game.
really upset.
I'll be upset if they did.
I just
Cuphead.
say Destiny 2, yeah. on that.
Wolfenstein 2, New Colossus.
Yes,
I've
I would
played-
like.
yeah.
to play
No, such a good game! Anyway,
I just
I
like
haven't
killing
played that one,
Nazis.
so.
best
I don't either.
VR game.
Skyrim.
Resident Evil 7.
Nope.
Farpoint,
Resident Evil 7.
Lone Echo,
Resident Evil 7.
Star Trek Bridge
Resident
Crew,
Evil 7.
Super Hot VR,
Resident Evil 7.
Resident Evil 7.
I was like, I've only heard of Star Trek so far. I don't know what the rest.
Farpoint is
Farpoint's pretty cool. It's a first person on PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
And then Super Hot. How have you never heard of Super Hot?
I didn't hear that. I know. I'll beat it.
I do want to play that.
Super Hot. Super
It's
Hot.
good.
I want to play it just because Mark even played it.
Best handheld game. I'm gonna skip because.
Well, I'm assuming Resident Evil 7 actually won it, right?
That's what I said.
I was
Yeah.
making fun. Okay, I'm making sure.
And I was like, yeah, Resident Evil 7.
Oh, okay.
Go on.
Okay, best handheld game. It's a bunch of mobile games. Ever Oasis, Fire Emblem Echoes. So the 3DS one. Monster Hunter Stories, Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World, and Metroid: Samus Returns.
Probably Metroid
Poochie.
Samus Returns.
Poochie!
I
Samus Returns.
no comment, don't care.
I voted for Echoes, but yeah.
Best mobile game: Fire Emblem Heroes, Hidden Folks, Monument Valley 2, Old Man's Journey, Super Mario Run.
Monument Valley 2.
Valley 2.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I love that.
Care.
game.
That game is phenomenal.
It is.
Best
Both for heroes.
best ongoing: Destiny 2, GTA Online, Overwatch, PUBG, Rainbow Six Siege, and Warframe.
Probably PUBG.
Wow, Warframe's on there. Huh.
Warframe apparently has gotten phenomenal.
That's what
Yes, I played it
Yeah,
recently.
it's-
Actually, they've changed a lot.
Overwatch.
I hope.
PUBG.
Dude, Overwatch never loses to anything.
Wait,
I
say
don't
it
know,
one more time.
PUBG's-
Say it one more
I
time.
would say PUBG.
Destiny 2, GTA Online, Overwatch,
Probably
PUBG,
GTA Online.
Rainbow Six Siege, and Warframe. Ongoing game.
That's a hard choice. I would
They've
say
done a lot of
PUBG.
updates for PUBG.
I feel like Overwatch is gonna win, but
no. I hope not.
I vote for PUBG.
Overwatch.
Suck a dick! Suck a dick!
Hey, I agree.
Suck
with
a
you.
dick,
I
dumb
like-
shits!
This one
I
slightly
agree with you. I just
slightly
disagree with
surprised
the
me
choice.
on this one. Ready for this? Games for Impact. So these are games that are trying to make people aware of different things.
Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice.
So, Bury Me My Love, Life is Strange Before the Storm,
That Drake.
Night in the Woods, Please Knock on My Door, What Remains of Edith Finch, and Hellblade Senua's
Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice.
That's the one I really don't know anything about. Honestly.
Hellblade wins it.
Yeah.
I honestly
Just go with the
expected
one
Life
game
is Strange to win
Yeah, I
that
thought
one, but
Life
I was
is Strange
hoping
might
Hellblade
win.
would get it, and Hellblade got
I
it,
was
and I
gonna
was
say,
pleasantly surprised.
Hellblade, they actually
I haven't
had-
played it, but I really
They had psychologists
really,
actually work with them based
really
on
need to do it.
different mental psychosis. It was very like you're walking and like you hear voices in your head going, "What is she doing? Why is she going there? That doesn't make sense." It's creepy as fuck. It's very well done.
Best performance in a video game: Ashley Birch in Horizon Zero Dawn, Brian Bloom as BJ Blazkowicz in Wolfenstein 2, Claudia Black as Chloe Frazier in Uncharted Lost Legacy, Laura Bailey as Nadine Ross in Uncharted Lost Legacy, and Melina Jurgens as Senua in Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice.
I'm gonna pick that because it was well done, but it's probably
Uncharted.
wait, Uncharted was on there?
Uncharted.
Frazier.
So it's Chloe Frazier and Nadine are both on there from Uncharted.
As two separate ones, or is
Two separate characters.
Okay.
Claudia Black as Chloe and Laura Bailey as Nadine.
Claudia Black.
As,
I'm
so,
gonna
so you're
say
so you're
Chloe.
saying
I
Chloe?
don't know who any of these people are, so I just say Uncharted.
Yeah, I'm gonna say someone from Uncharted.
It's probably going to be Uncharted, honestly.
Hellblade.
Hmm.
Yeah, again, pleasantly surprised. That was one game that I really wanted to get a lot of attention because I've heard so many good things about it, and I was
It's
expecting it
phenomenal.
to be overwatched,
It
like
should be
completely overlooked, overwatched.
There's a level on there where you have to go through a trial of darkness, a bit of essentially not darkness, but of lack of senses, and all you can do is hear and smell. And the game does an amazing job of highlighting certain things. So, like you hear a fire, and suddenly you kind of hear where the crackling has come from, and it like lights up on your screen. But then you hear growling and monsters, and it starts to fuck with you, and it gets very creepy.
Best audio design: Destiny 2,
Okay.
Hellblade.
Super Mario Odyssey, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Hellblade.
Audio design? What do you
Audio
mean?
design.
What do you
Audio
mean?
design is-
Sound effects, like ambience and stuff like that to set the mood for
It's
the game.
gonna go with Hellblade. Hellblade's
I was
win
gonna
that
say
one.
likely Hellblade on that one.
But
I love Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild
But
and
from what
Odyssey
you've
are both
told-
good. Yep.
I've never heard
Yeah,
of
from
this
what
fucking
you've
game.
told me,
Yeah.
it sounds like Hellblade would be.
No. Hellblade should win that one.
Hellblade won it.
The way everything's done with all the sound, it's enough. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it.
Best score / music. Cuphead, Destiny 2, Breath of the Wild, Nier Automata, Persona 5, and Super Mario Odyssey.
I'm gonna
Breath
say.
of the Wild.
I'm gonna say Odyssey.
I always say Breath of the Wild for everything.
I love Breath of the Wild.
I love it too.
I have to go
That's what
Mario
I'd
Odyssey, though.
rather pick. However,
Nier-
has anyone else here played Odyssey?
Yeah.
So, have you finished New Donk City?
No.
Okay, when you get there, you'll know why I'm picking Odyssey.
What is
Okay.
it?
New Donk City.
Oh yeah.
It's the Metro level, Metro Kingdom. Fucking the ending when you essentially get all the musicians and everything that goes down. Fucking phenomenal. Good little homage to Mario.
Nier Automata.
Go
Nier
fuck
Automata.
yourself.
Best art direction. Cuphead, Destiny 2,
Cuphead.
Horizon
Cuphead.
Zero Dawn, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Persona 5.
I
Cuphead.
love the art style though of Breath of the Wild.
Me
I agree. I love the art style of Breath of the
But I
Wild,
also
but
know
the fact
Cuphead.
that Cuphead was hand drawn.
Yeah.
I want to. Here's my thing. Breath of the Wild
You don't
is
get an opinion.
an
You have to
amazing
answer
game.
for everything.
well. I'm just saying. Breath of the Wild is an amazing game and has
Everything.
it's a very interesting take. Like it seems like every Zelda game has a completely different look to it, unless it's a game that's like a spiritual successor to a specific one.
Sure.
So the fact that they could keep coming up with
Some
different
new
stuff,
flavors, yeah.
right, is amazing. And Breath of the Wild looks gorgeous.
I will say.
With that being said, Horizon Zero Dawn, that game is beautiful.
Yeah, I've
Like
seen-
unbelievable. Like I've seen that game played, and then I've seen that game played on a 4K with HDR. That game doesn't look like a video game. That game is gorgeous.
Now I'm shut out on HDR.
With that being said, Cuphead blows everything out of the water.
I was gonna say I would think
Like,
that because again you said it was
It's
hand-drawn.
hand drawn,
So for
and the entire game is based around that visual aesthetic.
Yeah.
And that's why Cuphead won.
I wish I had stuff that could do.
I'm giving
4K
Scott a
HDR.
shout out because he's on here.
Hi, Scott.
Shout out. Shout out.
Okay, so real quick, best narrative: Hellblade, Horizon Zero Dawn, Nier Automata, What Remains of Edith Finch, and New Colossus.
Probably Hellblade.
I'm just going with Hellblade because
I really-
apparently this
yeah,
game
me
is
too.
huge.
Best narrative.
Consider the fact I've never heard of this game.
So What Remains of Edith Finch.
That's supposed to be really good.
I've heard it's supposed to be good. Yeah.
Best game direction:
Jesus.
Horizon Zero Dawn, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, Resident Evil 7, Super Mario Odyssey, and New Colossus.
Breath of the Wild.
Wild.
Breath of the Wild. And now we are here at the Game of the Year.
Breath of the Wild.
What do you guys think is Game of the Year?
Breath of the Wild.
I would pick Breath of the Wild.
That is my game of the year.
That's one of the games that I think back on, and I mean, granted, I beat it not too long ago, but I think back on and
Here's
I had
my
the
thing.
most
It's
fun with that
yeah.
game out of anything.
It's
I've
really
played.
weird. I have put more hours into Destiny 2 than any game this year, and
still wouldn't.
I still have to say, hands down, it's Breath of the Wild
Yeah.
to me.
I would say Breath of the Wild.
And the nominations:
I want to
Right?
hear that.
What?
I want to hear the nomination.
Horizon Zero Dawn,
Good game.
Breath of the Wild,
Perfect.
Persona 5,
It's supposed to be really
PUBG,
good. Mm.
Why-
and Super Mario Odyssey.
It's gonna be Odyssey, but I would take Breath of the Wild.
I said Breath of the Wild.
I'd take Breath of the Wild over Odyssey.
Shame.
PUBG has gotten a lot
They
of attention.
also
They
just
definitely
added
have played
a
it a good bit.
motorcycle to Breath of the Wild.
They did.
They did.
So,
What was that?
I just
So.
can you
no more death forces.
can you technically even put PUBG in here?
That was one of the biggest arguments. People, because it's still technically, even
It's still not
even
bad.
Bluehole
Yeah, I was gonna say.
or
it's not-
PUBG Corp came out and said,
It's
okay,
not Bluehole anymore.
no. So PUBG Corp is the company. It's distributed by Bluehole.
Bluehole makes that game, but it's really a certain section of them that make that. So, but they're actually making another RPG on the side, doing something else. Bluehole
We
is.
want to
Right,
be famous for something else.
Well, anyway, even Player Unknown himself said, "Look, I get it. I know you guys like my game. I should not be on this list.
Yeah, I was gonna say it.
But
I don't
anyway,
think-
it went to Breath of the Wild.
Yay!
Yes. Big.
Has
Big.
anyone beaten that game?
Yes.
No, not yet.
I have not.
Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I beat it twice. I'm on my third playthrough.
I haven't beaten it twice. I've only beaten it once. I like to do as much fucking shit. First thing I
What were
did
the
before
big
I beat
announcements?
Divine Beast was get the
See,
Master Sword.
I always go through and I play the way I play RPG. I'm calling that game an RPG, but the way I play RPGs is I hit a certain point where like I'll go and I'm like I'm gonna just keep doing side stuff and side stuff and side stuff, but then I do hit a certain point where I've made it so far in the story that I'm just like fuck it and
Yeah.
I just like rush through the end.
See, that's kind of exactly how I do. I did a shitload of side stuff and a bunch of side quests. Then it's like I got the Master Sword. I had enough hearts. I had a shitload of stamina. I'm like, I should probably find the Divine Beast. And I walk in and beat all the Divine Beasts in what seems like an hour, and I'm just like, all right.
Real quick, Scott said that Nick, all of your votes don't count because you liked Brink.
I mean, a long time ago, but yeah.
Brink was a fantastic.
I also
game.
liked it for a game that I got for free.
I got mad at Brink when I was playing the game, and they literally said, "We have 5 minutes to stop these guys, or they're gonna take us out. Like, hurry, help us!" And I'm sitting there, and I'm shooting, and all these guys are swarming in at me, and just keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. And the timer goes all the way down, and it hits 0. And there's like 10 more guys coming at me, and they disappeared. And they go, "Good job! Now let's keep going." So I was like, I did not beat that level.
I like that game. They just didn't make enough verticality for all their cool advanced
Agreed.
movement system.
It was a very flat map for something that was supposed
The
to be
cool
all about.
smart system.
Yeah.
You could parkour. You could jump up and wall run.
It's
jump
literally
up and-
hardcore parkour in like a 2-story house.
Yeah.
I love the
He's not
animation.
exaggerating. Literally like
Hilarious.
a 2-story house.
I love the animation of it.
Yeah, it was
It
all
did-
very
it did
well
look
done.
nice. Anyway, so back to Video Game Award announcements. Obviously, there was a new Death Stranding trailer.
Didn't want to-
PUBG announced,
Yeah.
dropped a trailer for Miramar, their desert map, which that's on the public test servers now.
Yes.
Metro Exodus had a new trailer, which looks amazing.
I cannot wait.
Bayonetta 3 was announced for the Switch,
Oh,
as
oh,
well
that
as
is 1 and 2.
Bayonetta 1 and 2 coming to Switch in February.
Only for Switch?
Yes,
I'll be-
it is exclusive to Switch.
3 is exclusive for Switch. It will eventually be coming out.
I'll
on
be
other stuff.
Well,
excited.
2 was
when I get
exclusive
Wind
for the
Waker.
Wii U, and then they went through and launched it
Put it on
elsewhere.
PC and stuff, yeah.
But I was gonna say 2 was an exclusive.
Keeping the Switch train going, Nintendo released Champions Ballad DLC for Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And that was another cool thing, which they did the announcement, and then they kind of pulled Bethesda where they're like, oh, and by the way, that's
Oh,
available
very
right now. Like, that was kind of awesome. From Software has probably the
Something.
shortest
That was-
teaser
they
I've
have
ever
something
seen in
coming
history.
out. We don't know what it is. but
Look,
there's
it's a
something.
guy.
In the
No,
Valley
like,
of the
literally,
Gods
hold
looks
on.
really good.
As we're going through this, real quick, From Software, literally, I'm not joking when I say it's like a 20-second trailer of like this bone contraption with a wire wrapped around it, like turning, and then it just says "Shadows die twice."
And that's the entire teaser.
Like it literally shows this bone thing, and it goes, "Shadows die twice." From Software.
Yeah.
Like no one has a clue what the fuck it is.
Death Souls 1.
Death Souls 1.
In the Valley of the Gods looks good. It's Campo Santo's new game. They're the people that did Firewatch.
Oh hey, we never played that. Your brother wanted us to play it.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
quit playing games every month.
Apparently. A Way Out looks really good. The co-op game from the creator of Brothers, Tale of Two Sons.
That.
By the
Yeah,
way,
that's a really good game.
can I cuss on this? Can I cuss on this? Is that okay? Is that okay if I cuss on this? Fuck the Oscars! Or did nobody see
saw
any of that?
I saw that.
Oh, so like the developer was like drunk off of his ass and asked like Jeff Keighley, he's like, can I cuss on this? And Jeff was like, I don't care. And he just goes on this whole tirade, flipping off the camera. Fuck the Oscars. Fuck them. This is where it's at. Fucking video games. Fuck the Oscars. Movies fucking suck. And Keighley's just laughing his ass off. This guy's just screaming and flipping off the camera.
He's
But-
just like, I love my job.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what I'm doing.
And then the Payday developer. Okay. The studio is 10 Chambers Collective, a team made up of former Payday 2 developers and an ex-Naughty Dog designer. Have it's a co-op shooter, the one that I was telling you about where you play the people.
Aliens?
Yeah. It's called GTFO.
Get the fuck out.
Aliens.
Get the Foxtrot Omega.
No, let's just get the fuck out.
Okay.
Let's
try.
Nothing special. It really is just get the fuck out.
Fade to Silence, another promising indie hit shown off. Mix of survival gameplay with Lovecraftian monsters.
Since when can we call a game GTFO?
What?
I remember how big of a deal it was when they made Run Like Hell. They had to call it RHL or RLH because they were like, you can't put Run Like Hell on a title.
Well, they also told Trey Parker you couldn't put butthole
on a
in
title
in a video game.
He did.
Now we have Fractured Butthole. Vanishing of Ethan Carter developer, The Astronauts, has that new Witchfire game. The way I would best describe Witchfire is picture Witcher gameplay and aesthetics, but a first-person shooter mixed with Painkiller. What?
Whatever. Wasn't there a game where you're
Yes.
supposed to be stuck out in space
No.
in a space station that's slowly decaying and like falling apart, and you have to try to get all the way to the end and then go back? Like it's like the premise of the movie Gravity.
Tacoma.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Tacoma. It was
It's from the creator of Gone Home.
yes.
Did it come out?
No, it's still coming out. It comes out like either this month or next
I want
month.
to play it
comes out
just
really
because
soon.
of how great Gone Home was.
Someone knows.
Here's one that is really weird. World War Z,
Yes, it's
Yeah.
getting a game.
a 4-player co-op.
What?
Yeah, they're making
Maybe
a World War Z.
Essentially, when
4-player
you're
game.
about to
Oh,
die
yeah.
by zombies, you run up with a syringe of the dead form of fucking syphilis or whatever and jab it in your throat, and then you're saved for the rest of the game.
Fantastic.
There was new
Tom Cruise.
with PSX, which started yesterday. We also got God of War
Yeah, I was gonna
gameplay.
say I'm gonna call for
Oh, no,
You can
you're
be
talking
Tom
about a
Cruise
game
all you
called
want, 'cause
Exact-
he's not in it.
You're talking about a game called Adrift, apparently.
Yeah, that sounds right, actually. Go on.
God of War gameplay came out yesterday. Detroit Become Human
Wait.
gameplay came out yesterday.
Does it look good, the gameplay?
Yes.
Well, it looks beautiful.
The dude, all of his games look beautiful.
No, but I mean the gameplay.
I mean,
They also had
Yeah,
actual
action-based,
gameplay of Soul
so-
Calibur 6.
I saw it. Yeah.
Mega Man is going to be a Monster Hunter World, and it's 8-bit Mega Man.
Thank
That's
God.
really weird.
That's really weird.
I also
Oh, that beta's running right now.
Oh yeah, it is
since
for
I beat
PS4.
Mario Odyssey, I unlocked the Mario 64
Hold up.
costume.
Nice.
And it literally is the original, like, huge nose Mario and everything.
That's
What?
fantastic.
For Odyssey.
Oh, nice.
Last Guardian is going to be PSVR.
Yes.
Who what?
Last
Huh.
Guardian's coming to PSVR. Is anybody?
Oh no, it's not. It's a
Correct.
10 to 15 minute experience that is free on the PlayStation
Like
Store.
Batman,
Yes.
the Batman.
Oh.
No,
No,
it's
that
it's a free experience that comes out on the 12th.
Yeah,
It's
and the
oh,
Batman.
no, the Batman game is like a
3 hours.
$20 game.
Was it?
Like
Yeah, it's like
Did
3
anybody
hours.
hear that they're
3 hours.
releasing new free DLC for Resident Evil 7 tomorrow?
Joe,
Yes.
but did you see what is coming to VR?
What is that?
Wipeout.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dude, that'd make me throw up though.
The Wipeout collection in VR.
So,
wouldn't be able to
what-
do that.
Wipeout.
so one of our future Let's
Uh,
Plays is going to be all of us shot for shot and then having to play that game, and the first person to throw up loses.
I lose.
But we all But we all
so-
have to drink
so
a bottle of
Wipeout-
Pack first.
Wipeout was a game series that was created by Sony. It is Sony's answer to F-Zero.
F-Zero was the greatest.
So
game.
picture like
That's
F-Zero,
what
but
I
it was
did.
but
I
Sony's
remember
version was
Nick and I
Wipeout.
we would stay up until like 5 in the
like
morning
that.
playing F-Zero X.
See,
Agreed.
that idea that you had, I would definitely throw up first because I already get motion sick just sitting
Oh.
and playing VR.
Literally.
I'm really
I
worried
love
I'm gonna
Wipeout.
get motion sick.
Dude, PlayStation Resident Evil 7 is the
Did
first
you
one
play
that made me
Skyrim?
like think
I
I was
have.
gonna
But
buy
I
it.
get motion
So
sick
you- were you
just
sitting
reading
down or
the
standing up?
I was standing it. I
So-
got a 10 about 10, 15 minutes in, and I was like, okay.
Yeah,
What else can
that's
have it now?
literally I was playing and I was moving forward and I stopped and my whole body went. I was counterbalancing everything I was doing in the game, and the whole time I'm like, I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna fall. It's a weird center of balance when you're playing VR like that.
Yeah.
Medieval.
Medieval, like, oh my god.
Can't wait.
I'm buying a PlayStation because of that.
Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, which
Blaze Blue, I remember.
I am utterly shocked you're not all over this right
I
now.
remember it, but I'm.
So Blaze Blue is a fighter series that mostly has anime characters.
Ooh.
Well, just to make
Always
everybody
bet like
say, "Hey, that's not anime." Blaze Blue was like, "Yeah, it's anime because we're calling it anime." And Ruby is one of the first DLCs.
What?
Ruby Rose is going to be first DLC character.
Look at that Kirito.
Jupiter and
cool.
Mars
Yeah.
underwater adventure game for PSVR.
Oh, dude, she's got a cool blue like alternate character.
I shouldn't have even brought it
Why
up.
did you do that?
Donut County. I don't know what the fuck Donut County is. Physics adventure game where you control a hole in the ground.
Wow, that sounds fun.
Tower 57. A neo retro shooter that takes a large focus on co-op.
It doesn't look cool.
Just in my head, it does look cool. I just in my head, I would imagine I'm in the real world like sinkhole.
I just see like, oh,
Tell me that don't look
that's
cool.
bouncing right
No,
there. I'm
doesn't look
gonna
cool.
move the hole right here. Okay, it went down.
I just imagine it being like a VR game. You're just like looking up out of the hole.
What's that
Wow.
game that's supposed to be coming out at some
So
point
real,
this year, Nick, where you
Citizen.
play like a
Yeah.
mouse underground?
I have no idea.
We saw it at the E3 conference and thought it looked great.
When do you
Like
think
even you were
VR
like,
is
"Holy
going to
shit,
be
it looks
like
great."
actually take over all of gaming? Think it ever will?
Next week.
Probably not, honestly.
Right, the year before Blade Runner.
Well, hopefully they figure out how to cure
Motion
sickness before then.
That's when it becomes literally you just link.
Big thing I've been waiting to
I
be
would love
announced
that.
for a long
Then
time.
I don't move.
Exactly.
I said that's what I'm gonna do if I end up buying that PSVR tomorrow without buying a PlayStation 4. If I buy the VR
You're
first,
gonna lay down.
I'm just
with
gonna
it.
lay in my bed and just be like, Link Starter!
Okay.
And then gotta make that super annoying.
Something that's been out for a long time that I've been waiting for them to say yes, PlayStation VR virtual reality.
Yes!
Oh.
Finally.
I cannot wait. It's supposed to be Job Simulator meets like Rick and Morty.
Well, it's for the same people that did Job Simulator.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
the exact same people.
I know.
Which, by the way, Job Simulator, what was the other one that was just announced? Vacation Simulator.
Yeah. They said it's for people that are too stressed out from having job simulations
Yes.
that need some time off.
Guns of Icarus Alliance coming to PS4.
There's
Guns
that
of
new
Icarus?
Guns of Icarus expansion.
That game
Yeah.
was supposed to be great. I never played it.
Oh, it's like got no people playing it right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it bad?
I don't know if it's bad. All I know is I've seen gameplay and it looks like fun for a group of people. But then I've also seen a lot of people that are just like, this is fucking terrible.
So yeah, anyway. So yeah, that's basically everything. Anybody else have anything to add to this hour and 32-minute
Mid
stream?
fucking evil.
Medieval. I can't wait.
Mid or mid?
Medieval. Medieval.
Medieval. My point being.
But it's in the middle of evil.
I'm just excited when they said, they literally came out and said the words Daniel Fortescue, and I was like, ah!
Yeah.
I would like to say one single
Put that in
thing.
your mouth.
Delicious. I
I know. I can see from the side.
have you ever heard of the YouTube channel Every Frame a Painting?
No.
Yeah.
See, I hadn't either. The guy just retired, and I was like, I don't know why that's a big deal.
Bob Ross.
He does. It's him and one other guy, but they're no longer doing it. They do essays on cinematography.
Okay.
You two would love it the absolute most. But the very beginning, the most recent video he did, which was a year ago, was on symphonies and something very interesting. And it blew my mind to the point where I felt I had to share it. So, essentially, the first 5 minutes to summarize, can everyone think of a Star Wars song?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Dun 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 dun.
Okay. Same one. That's Imperial March or
Yeah.
ba 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 da ba ba. Same
Yeah.
stuff. Okay.
Dun, dun,
Can you James Bond?
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yes.
Okay.
Harry Potter.
What's Hedwig's theme?
Uh,
That's the one.
I'm trying to think.
I was gonna say I'm thinking of the main one.
Go ahead. No, seriously. Like,
Uh, okay, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, everyone's going. Do one from Marvel.
Hold on, I've got the Avengers theme. It's God, the Avengers theme stuck in my head.
Isn't that weird?
Wait, hold on.
Dun.
This is the crazy thing. So it's literally how the video starts. He asks the same thing. Star Wars, James Bond.
Oh yeah, because the
Harry
one I
Potter.
was just thinking about, I was like, the thing is like everything's turned.
Yeah.
Star Trek.
Yeah. So he does those three, and then he's asking a group of people, exact same as everyone started humming or whatever. Then did Marvel. Not a single foot, including myself, not a single person
I will
could
say,
think of a single one.
I
got
do
the
really
Avengers
like Alan
theme,
Silvestri
just-
though, which is terrible
Oh my
because
God.
Alan Silvestri is the guy who did First Avenger, Captain America: First Avenger,
Yeah, so that is the most memorized one is Captain America.
of course.
And it's like, it's because it's very uplifting and everything.
Yeah.
So this guy does essays based
Now I've got Star
on.
Trek stuck in my head. And I can't think of anything else.
So he does essays based on
Incredible.
symphonies and cinematography, and how a lot of times in movies, specifically, it's literally called the Marvel Symphonic Universe. Literally, where Marvel doesn't take any risks. They just do, if you have, if something's sad, you hear the really sad note on a violin. What is that?
That's the Avengers.
Yeah,
theme.
that is the Avengers theme. Do the Captain America one.
Wait, hold on.
That sounded like a video game.
I hope to God we don't get flagged for copyright.
It's pretty shitty quality anyway.
I'll just do my audio over it.
Da, 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 da. No, that's goddamn Star
That is
Trek.
Star Trek. So basically, the whole thing is about how with those types of movies, the music not only is it like the flagship, it elicits emotion. Whereas Marvel, even though it's the biggest box office grossing universe in terms of movies,
How you doing?
even though it's the biggest grossing box office movie universe or whatever,
Mhm.
it
Nobody knows what the fuck the music is.
yeah, none of their music elicits any sort of emotion, and he kind of dogs on them for it. And I didn't realize this when they create movies. They being directors, a lot of them always have music in their head on how a certain scene should be, and they use what's called temp music, which is literally a score from another movie, literally. And in order to avoid legality, because after a certain point, after you hear the same song to a same scene over and over and over again, it's just you're gonna cut the movie around it. So to avoid legality, they literally create the same thing. So look up in the movie 300. Has everyone seen that movie?
Yeah.
I've seen it once.
Do you remember the scene? It's very early on when Leonidas is walking back. He's like a man now, and he has the wolf pelt
Yeah.
over his shoulders, and it's got the like the chanting is going on, and it's
So actually.
that was literally ripped from another movie called Titus that came out in 1999.
It's hilarious.
And Warner Bros. That's first and only time Warner Bros. Has ever actually apologized for using another one's music. But holy shit levels
So
of
Warner Brothers, who isn't Warner Brothers DC,
Mhm.
who
Yeah.
just totally stole the Lord of the Rings music to make the Man of Steel trailer.
Yeah.
Yes, that's my point. He's fucking crazy. Fucking Thor Ragnarok stole a Transformers. Like at the part when you find the hammer, it's literally the Transformers theme, and he goes through all these. I would recommend watching it. It's literally called Every Frame of Painting. He doesn't make essays anymore, but he's made one about so many different famous directors.
I will say, because we're running very, very, very
Yeah.
low on time, because I really need to get going. What was I gonna say? Games, movies, Marvel. So what are people's thought process on Disney now buying Fox?
I am
Awesome.
totally down.
Yeah, they can
What?
actually use that special word.
Marvel is actually in the process of trying to buy Fox for
Dis-
40
Dis-
billion.
It's not-
Disney is buying
it's-
Fox.
It's not
Like-
confirmed.
Like
Fox.
they
Like
said Disney is.
21st Century Fox.
They said it would be
Okay.
confirmed by Wednesday.
It is not 21st Century Fox. It is everything Fox that is not Fox Sports, Fox Business News, and
Yeah.
Fox News.
All I know is
Those are still being owned by Fox. Everything else is going to Disney for $80 billion. But that means
So you know what that special word is?
mutants.
Mutant.
Do you know what it also means?
Because now they own X-Men again.
You know what it also means?
What?
Now back to Family Guy on Disney XD.
Basically. Yeah, so
Lois.
yeah.
Lois.
So So basically now Marvel owns the film rights to X-Men again. So that means,
And
well, hold on, I'm getting to that
Another
point. I'm
X-Men reboot. Oh,
well,
wait,
no. So that means like we can actually have like an X-Men Avengers crossover. And they said that one of the things that they're actually looking into actively now is doing a Secret Invasion storyline now that they're going to be done with Infinity Wars, which means the Skrull Army, and stuff like that. And
I get Skrull and Kree mixed up all the time.
Yeah.
yeah, very true. Well, one's
I thought it
green,
was
one's
like
blue,
Skrull.
but
Roll army.
Oh God!
but my favorite part is so in 1977 there was a film that came out called Star Wars. George Lucas was making said
we've
film.
never heard of this movie. Hold on.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Some movie about some little blonde kid and Luke Skywalker and saving the galaxy, and then it turns out his sister is actually the chick he was making out with.
It sounds
but
like
then
a
it's
movie that needs to be like
some weird thing that
It sounds like it needs to be.
No, so anyway, so in 1977, George Lucas had this idea for a film and was financing the movie and everything like that, but he didn't have a way to distribute it. So Fox was helping him distribute it as Lucasfilm. So Lucasfilm and all this other stuff. But when he did Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, he retained the distribution rights. Well, in the 2000s, he went through and digitally revamped it. So you have Star Wars: A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi, which are the three like digital redone, like with the dewbacks added and Jabba the Hutt added to A New Hope and all this other stuff.
And Jabba looks horrendously bad.
But
They
they have never gone through and taken the original untouched versions and re-released them because Fox has always owned the distribution rights to the untouched Star Wars. Guess who now owns Fox? Disney. Guess who owns Star Wars? Disney. They're looking at doing a Blu-ray re-release of the original untouched trilogy.
Wow.
Fucking A. That's the best part of this whole situation, in my
That's
opinion.
funny.
Can I
For the
say
first time since 1977, one company has owned everything Star Wars now.
that's not even what I was referring to when I was excited. I was just thinking we might finally get a good Fantastic Four movie that's not Incredibles.
Negative. No. Not allowed.
My
I
biggest
didn't mind the
excitement,
last one. It wasn't terrible.
you know who the new Disney princess is, right? The Xenomorph Queen.
Yeah, I heard about that.
What?
Fucking made me laugh because technically Aliens is owned by Fox.
Alien is owned by
So
Fox, so
when
Disney would now
Xenomorph
own the
Queen-
Alien series.
So when the Xenomorph Queen has a
Home Alone.
baby, that is now a Disney princess. So you're gonna have Jennifer walking like tail through the chest. You're in here too.
Oh, princess!
Marvel Zombies, only it's Disney Zombies.
Oh.
You see a face hugger and it's just got a crown on its head.
Did you hear about that, by the way? What Marvel just announced?
What?
Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. ... again.
Sounds about
Why
accurate.
not?
Oh, speaking of Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. Guess what new movie he's in?
Pikachu! Detective
Yes.
Pikachu!
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is voicing Pikachu in Detective
I am
Pikachu.
so excited.
The
I'm the
live-action
only
Pikachu
American
movie.
that is ready for this movie.
I've heard, I've seen multiple tweets of people going, it's mostly women
It
going,
was originally
oh
going to
my
be...
god, I've never been so sexually attracted to Pikachu before.
You know what's funny is, do you know who they replaced with Ryan Reynolds?
Danny
Danny DeVito. It was supposed to be Danny DeVito, and then now
No,
people
that's
are
what
mad.
everybody was wanting.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
gonna say people are pissed.
And yeah, now people are pissed
Yeah,
off.
because I feel like he's just gonna play Pikachu like he plays Deadpool.
Pikachu, motherfucker.
But
Count with me.
let me ask you this: do you want Deadpool Pikachu or do you want Frank Reynolds
Frank
Pikachu?
Reynolds Pikachu.
Really?
Imagine the times when Ash and Pikachu are hungry and can't eat. The Pikachu just goes, "There's some good garbage over there." Just goes fucking humbling off.
Are you eating cat food?
Oh my god! Who shit the bed?
Who pooped the bed? Who pooped the tent? Pika Pee.
Who Pikachu'd in the tin?
Exactly.
Who Pikachu'd the bed?
Tell me that wouldn't be fantastic.
That would be pretty funny. But anyway, we got to get off of this because I got a raid to go finish because I got people texting me.
Bye,
asking-
I'm Nick.
So anyway, yeah, I'm Nick.
I'm Corey.
I'm Drake.
No, I'm Drake.
I'm Shannon.
I know I'm Shannon.
I'm Corey.
I'm Drake
Okay.
too.
I'm Tolly.
Bye.
Me out. That's right. Bye.